Those of you that have been fighting me on the live stream, it's not worth quitting because of you. You're just not worth that much. So because of people have actually said they want to see the show, that's why I came back tonight. That's the reason why. Just saying. Yeah, we're not gonna let these guys win. This is. I'm watching Canadian Prepper changing and everybody else changing their shows, and these people are. There's a lot of very violent, ruthless, very bad people out there lately. So we're not gonna let them win. It's too much to let these guys win. I've been asked not to quit the show because YouTube we can do a little bit more. Plus, YouTube actually fixed my count. Floors uneven, jeez. They brought me to 54,000 views. So the shows they said that I only had. Gosh dang it, this thing is not straightening out. They said that I only had. I was reading it when I was doing the show yesterday. They said, yeah, you only have 40 views or whatever on that one show. Now it was 6,000 views. So they actually fixed it. Gosh dang it, that is not gonna set straight. Sorry, we're gonna fix this. This is the part of the technology of the setup. I don't have time to sit and screw with that. It's still off quite a bit. Anyway, so I got to thinking about it. I was like, well, they're gonna win. Much I don't want to do YouTube. They are still gonna win if we give them this. If we give them this this win, then OP, OPD, PP, whatever, he wins. And with the world full of post-pandemic people that have come raging out of their basement, change the world as it is, giving those people the ability to actually say or do anything to get us out of doing a show is ridiculous to allow these people to do this. Because, you're looking at 52,000 views. I've been doing the stats. It could take it 4 or 5 years to get that many people. Oh, somebody from Moscow. Hey, good to see you. Hang in there, everybody's getting worse with Russia's attack, with the attack on Russia. Vladimir Putin, Moscow shouldn't be able to get on YouTube. Unless you're Dmitry Medvedev. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up if you are that person. I really respect you a lot. I do. I have high regards for you. But normally YouTube's stopped in Moscow, most of Russia. I had a good pen pal in another Russian area that before the war, and we wished each other the best because we were going to be at the brink of nuclear war, and the majority of the population, like I was saying to him, was these people are not educated in thermal nuclear destruction, and not to mention the biological destruction that will come with biological weapons that will be used immediately at the when we reach the brink of no return. There will be biological weapons released that will melt the skin off everybody. There'll be nobody alive in these areas. It's not going to stop with just sudden death for 4 billion people. It's going to take out 8 billion people. The diseases they'll rage across this planet. The waters will become like wormwood. The world will be uninhabitable. Vladimir Putin was caught up in a drone strike, by the way, almost taken out. The things between the talks between Russia and Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump are taking a very bad turn, and with Moscow evacuating a lot of its dignitaries, its higher military personnel out of harm's way into the Ural Mountains last night or Friday, with the UFO hitting a U.S. aircraft. It's crazy. Susie shouldn't be on here. I've just decided to stay on here for a little bit because one thing, YouTube Studios fixed the amount of views. The amount of views went to 54,000 like it should be. I clicked on some of the videos, putting up with harassment, putting up with YouTube not stopping the harassment online by the commenters, which are um, basically no content creating people that go around and constantly badger everybody. I used to be a troll. I've done it myself. So, but I did it to mainstream media mainly. So I looked at that and I looked at Facebook, how nice Facebook is, how good of people are on Facebook. The age group was, Facebook's average about 45 to 50 to 65 years old. YouTube has a lot of Gen X, Gen Zers, and millennials. That's, when you go to the YouTube analytics, you'll see who's watching. The majority that's watching this is Gen Z. Millennials came in secondly. And then I got the Gen Xers and a few baby boomers that are up there. But I started thinking about, why would I stop? Because of these livid monsters. Absolute. Yeah. Yeah, they say if you allow the trolls to exist, and if you do, literally my hours went up. It was like, I think I had 1,333 hours watched. I had, I was amazed to finally see 53 or 54,000 views. So I was like, okay, this is what I've done for this week. This is finally showing up. It went from, they're showing the video saying, I went to my other elk addiction platform and went to YouTube and it said, 30 views or 13 views. Today I'll probably do 12 views like what's happening now. We're not going to have as many because of the fights that I was in yesterday. And plus I made the 5,000 view video not viewable to the public. I got rid of it. It's locked for private use only. I will keep it. That is for sure. So I have a lot of videos on YouTube. I think I've logged about, I'd say 1,000 videos on YouTube back into, or on Facebook into archive. It's a good idea. It's a good idea to do that because that's what Facebook does. Now live shows go to, they are erased immediately unless you archive them. Yeah, these trolls are horrible. They're just the depravity of 2025. I was even telling my wife that. I said, we were watching the show called The Mummy, okay? The second one with Tom Cruise in it. And what's his name that played Gladiator? And it wasn't Oksuna Moon or whatever. That it was another lady. It was an Egyptian lady. She was bringing about death, this king of death. And I was actually rooting for her. Yeah. And I told my wife that. I says, I'm rooting for her and him to, just bring it, And the reason why is because get into 2025, you start seeing this world is too hard to, you're kicking against the pricks, Saul. You're literally kicking against the pricks because the pricks are everywhere. You're just kicking against them. It's not going to work. Working 40, 50 hours a week isn't enough anymore to do anything. I mean, unless you're living with, like a, maybe in some place down the Ozarks, you can get away with working a full-time job and get away with it. But the majority of the population is pretty strapped. And we've seen that this weekend with the lack of tourists. And all I can say is you deserve it. They deserve it. They've been just running amok everywhere while they're just stealing all the money. And I look at post-pandemic global world, post-pandemic finances, and I realize how bad the new COVID strain that's coming from China is. It's just being allowed right in the door again. Nobody's stopping it. It's in the news. You can check it out for yourself. The death toll from the jab. Now there's been a lot of information come out just today about the jab and the deadly side effects. And it didn't count probably, my personal opinion, I know people personally that are very sick still that decide to get something. And they're very, very ill. And same with How to Hunt, the guy that does How to Hunt on YouTube, got a message from somebody. It's their mother or the lady was going to get the maid service where they end you in Canada. And the doctor said, you got to get the one, we're not going to get into this stuff. Yeah. Um, the trolls, um, you know, there's so much that's gone on post pandemic. 90%, I looked at these stats, 25 to 30 years old. You spent 5 years in the basement, basically, maybe integrated in the last year into society again. They stole your futures. They stole your time you grew up. If you're not over 40, 45-ish now, you really had your life stolen from you. 2017, when the show The Mummy with Tom Cruise that came out, that was the end. You get to 2019, it's over. It was like, you get to watch the shows up until 2019, and then there was a cataclysmic fall for humanity in general, just across the board. Um, Nobody's recovered from this. It's a ruse. It's a farce. It's a fake. I was even talking to somebody about this yesterday. The worst thing we ever did was, we put Ursula von der Leyen, and we put Jens Stoltenberg, and we put the Nazis and the Swedish, Swedish Nazis. Switzerland did all the bank stuff. You got all these guys back again. Angela Merkel. Angela Merkel was saying we didn't even honor the Minsk agreement. You have all the Germans back, the Bundeswaags back in the news, and you have, the Luftwaffe, and you have German troops on the border. And I was telling somebody that, and I says, back in my day, when there wasn't a COVID pandemic and the generations weren't AI conquered by artificial intelligence, known as the phones, and it's gone. Everybody's conquered. You know it. I know it. This Android takes all the attention away. You take the Android away from the adults, they'll burn the streets down. They'll burn the cities down. It's already conquered. Everybody's conquered. It's over. It's over. Stop. 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 But that lost time, that the 5 years now of theft. This is the theft of life across planet Earth. Xi Jinping did it to his people. The Philippines did it. Europe did it. Africa did it. Everybody did it to their people. They stole that 5 years of a COVID pandemic. And what did they do during that time? They reset humanity. They literally, they cut it off. They shut it down. They shut commerce down. They shut flights down. I remember watching deer going across the roads all over, because I had to work through the pandemic. And that was the most pristine time that I've witnessed on planet Earth in my 50 years. Except for back in the 80s, in the 80s and 90s, when there wasn't a flood of mass migration and America's population wasn't actually growing, except when the 80s, when they opened up the border. And then in the 90s, they did a little bit, but we didn't have the mass migration like we've had now. Now it's chaos everywhere. It's just a flat ass chaos. It's a joke. It's a disaster. But they cut out that time period from COVID for that 5 years. Not to mention they ran the debts of all the countries through the roof on purpose. They made the rich men rich, wiped out their balance sheets. The rich paid off all their debts. They took all the money they took it out of the Federal Reserve. They got $1 trillion bills passed to the Senate, the House, signed by with the fake pen. And then that money went out into the banks, into projects, Green New Deal, and across the world. For 5 years, they did that. Massive. I mean, it did it before, but it was worse. And then, Europe did the same thing. Then it was the weapons with the last 3 years of this monstrosity, as the new Bundeswaags, and the new Luftwaffe and the new SS stuff going on across the world. Even the Canadian Parliament giving, standing ovations to SS officers. You got to really think about that for a minute. Who have you been supporting? And then they let you go out and do your thing. Why people are just dying from, kidney failure, liver failure, heart failure, cardiovascular failure, which came out today. It was a cardiovascular disease inside the lungs. The oxygen, that's what when the ventilators came in, it actually killed people. Because you used too much oxygen, there was no circulation. That virus was a cardiovascular attack. It caused neurological cardiovascular issues. It didn't help. It killed more people than it saved. The ventilators did. But people forget about the ventilators. People forget about what happened during COVID, because You know, when a domestic violencer beats his wife or the wife beats a husband, the last thing they want to do is revisit the abuse that they did to their loved one. When a child abuser, you know, a lot of us went through this back in the 80s and 90s with our, you know, grandpas and dads, you know, they beat us, slap us, us boys especially. Um, when the son grows up, you know, the child abuser says, I did that for your own good. That's what's happening with the general population, the GP, plus the government itself and those the clowns in charge. Um, because the whole thing was a debacle. People were run down, they were kicked out, they were told to here's some money, go be stupid. Um, Meanwhile, the rich just took it all. So, you know, people say, oh, you're preaching to the choir, you're preaching to the choir. Well, you know, not really, because if you're 25, you know, you got screwed. If you're now 30, you was in your mid 20s, you lost that growing time. You know, this is where you see YouTube livers picking their boogers and talking like they got some kind of problem with their mouth, or they're, you know, they got a 2x4 stuck in their mouth and they're trying to talking like this, like it's cool. Because realistically, um, planet Earth devolved. It devolved. It became more godless, and it stormed troops for the empire. The God, for the majority of planet Earth, has become, and this is my analysis of it, has become the devil's own. And as soon as there's a war, they're marching two by two down the streets. If it's not George Floyd again, you know, if it's not, you know, Black Lives Matter, if it's not, you know, the war between Russia, Ukraine, if it's not, you know, Saddam must go, you know, it's, if it's not something stupid like that, then it's going to be free Palestine, but yet it's not about freeing Palestine, it's about stopping fucking murder people. You know, running out there in rainbow garbage in high heels and you got a beard bigger than mine. That's not helping. Okay, that's not helping anybody's situation. So I watched the world go to the point where it can't even decide what bathroom it can use. You know, it's fighting over men and women's sports. The things that my generation X would be absolutely just like, we're fighting against the boomers and their control over us and their bankster system and their real estate gurus and this stupid shit we call the system. We did that. Gen X, we raged against our own parents. We were like, no, fuck you guys are stupid. We had, the music was awesome. We were like, we're gonna just live free. But the old guys before them brought the old guy system to them, enslaved a lot of our parents, and then they eventually enslaved us in the end. And then our children came out, and now their children's children are coming. But the generations, you know, Gen Z and millennials, and you just gotta say, God help them. Just God help them. You know, this is not what this is about. It's not what it's about. So we all bear a little bit of guilt, but the others bear a lot more guilt than the majority than the others. It's a back and forth. Um, what did you do during the pandemic, and who did you hurt during the pandemic? What was your, you know, your typing about what to do to people that didn't get a certain thing done? You know, what was you doing when you seen people outside on the streets gathered more than two? Who are you? What was you doing? You know, was you licking doorknobs? You know, that's the other one that people died because you licked doorknobs. You killed people. That's factual. I know for a fact because I witnessed people that I knew say, I don't need any of that crap and I don't believe it exists, and they died. You know, it was like, did you not think it was real? And then the other says, it's just a flu, bro. And they're sick to this day with kidney failure, heart failure, cardiovascular disease. And it's like, it's just a flu, bro. It's not. New news on COVID came out. So with that out of the way, Trump's saying Putin's gone absolutely crazy. Um, Fear somebody that has nothing to fear or to lose, okay? Just give you the idea. Somebody has nothing to lose, the most dangerous human being on the earth, because they can do things that you can't, because you fear being the consequences. UFO strikes fighter jet among a swarm of mystery objects spotted near U.S. military sites in Arizona. I told you guys you naysayers, uh, those of you that are not 50, that are in your 40s and 30s, I told you this, but you're just not to that point yet. You missed a golden opportunity. In my day back in the 80s when I was just a teenager, you was able to see this is real. This is not a joke. The abductions, the bugs, the grays, this is all absolutely real. Demons, Sasquatch, that it was all completely real. Once you get into the mid 2000s, I remember 2005 like it was yesterday, and I got to think about that. That was 20 years ago, and most of the people that watch this, that was you watching Teletubbies to now. You were the ages of my children. And I have to think about what we knew then versus what we know now. You had a golden opportunity to see and do things that the majority of us could not do back in the day. But the thing about us, we were bullets. We were bullets and freaking rifles. We were shooting everything up, having a blast, camping all over, catching big fish, shooting big deer. Our lives were free. We went and worked a job. We could afford a house. I mean, you saved up. You had to save up, go to the USDA loan and get a fucking house. Walk in and pay cash for a vehicle. The debt wasn't as easy. Let's see. Let's get rid of some of these people. Yeah, UFO did. Bioweapon, yep, that's what it was. Russia stole my bicycle, we'll get it back. Another monkey stating false stuff. Nah, shut up. Get that. All I'm going to do is just get rid of these guys and ban them forever. The YouTuber speech. Yeah. Yep, we do live in hell's realm. And funny thing is, the reason why I was watching the new Mummy, and I was telling my wife, people want to know what's after this life. You got extremists that believe this is what's going to happen. They're all dead. You got people that now are new children yelling that this is what's going to happen. Most of the people want to know what happens, but I looked at Deb during watching the Mummy, the new Mummy. I said, the majority of these people nowadays don't care, Deb. They this TikTok and Instagram and has taken their souls. They don't exist anymore. And the worst people in the worst parts of the world can now get on, and they can now access the internet. They can put their stuff on here. You can't. Yeah, you can't. And like I looked at her, I says, they don't even care, Deb. They don't care what's after this afterlife. They don't care about the extraterrestrial life. They don't care about what's out there. If you do an average study just looking around in town, their heads are down. I drive a big truck and they're everywhere. It's a $500 fine, caught on $14,000 fine to your employer. And I'm watching these. They are between my children and my stepchildren's age. A lot of them are about that age. They're probably, barely 23 down. And I look at them and I catch them. 90% of the vehicles that are out after 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, when the rest of them are just trying to get home from whatever they're doing, they got a phone in their hand. They have all kinds of earphones. They have all kinds of stuff they could be doing, but they're still just doing this. You see the big cities, they're just walking with this. It's over. The Cylon attack, the extraterrestrial beings are here. The Cylons are here. You have the demons that are here, and nobody's looking up. Nobody's looking up. This is what I was videoing today on Facebook. This is looking up. Nobody even pays attention to clouds anymore. Yeah. Let's see. Have you tried medication? Let's see. I think I was going to put you in timeout. Have a nice day. And that's out of here. So, and they have a plan, they do, to destroy these people, the goats. They're not sheep anymore. They got their faces, their phones, heavily fed, fattened up. Back in the 80s, we see people as overweight. Like, that's a fat guy. Now it's like, it's everywhere. The obesity's everywhere. 40% of children in America are sick, have some kind of comorbidity. That's per Kennedy, head of Health and Human Services. Life stopped in 2012. I mean, what you guys are living now, what I'm living now, isn't life. This isn't life. This is AI. wake up every day to the phone, wake up to the computer, wake up to the phone. Some go to work with the computer and then they're back on their phone. The AI has everybody. There's nobody left. Even the preppers, Canadian prepper, which has changed channel, that goes and does his videos, YouTube has taken him. He has to be a part of AI. But whoever thinks about what life is after death, what about our immortality? Nobody cares anymore. The world is full of immortal beings that are just going to die here and then they're just dead. They don't accept it anymore. That generation has passed. The generation that looked at UFOs, UFO strikes fighter jet among swarm of mysterious objects. A UFO struck and damaged U.S. fighter jets is just one of the swarm of mysterious objects buzzing around U.S. Air Force training ranges in Arizona, according to multiple. They're everywhere. They're outside your cities. They don't care about your cities. They don't want to get any of the stink on them. They don't care about, these high class areas. They're nowhere near that. The alien beings are not there. Just to give you that idea. Yeah, we actually are AI. Yeah, and they're going to be stuck on that pill forever. Your mom is AI, yeah. Well, my mom's dead, and yours is going to die too, buddy. So I don't really care about you. Just shut up. Let's get these guys out of here. Time is fake. Yep. So 2000 2009 was a strange decade. What do we even call it? It was just before the end. That's when the music was good. That's when, there wasn't as much of a prison system, rap music being put on the people. Yeah. Yeah, greetings to you too. Good to see if you just don't start saying, these guys are saying stupid stuff, I'm just going to ban them because they're not, 53,000 views. The go nowhere people can just go nowhere where it is. I'm going to keep some YouTube things going. Like, share, subscribe. But this is true. This comes from the New York Post. They're actually talking about UFOs hitting into Air Force airplanes. They're finally admitting to it. The military jet was struck midair by an orange-white UAS or uncrewed aerial system, the FAA document said. The term refers to drones. 3 more UAS encounters were flagged a day later, the outlet reported. What I can tell you is there has been a lot of activity, a lot of people reporting a lot of things out of Arizona, particularly on the border with Mexico. Now, this could be an actual enemy combatant. But what is an enemy anymore? I mean, the enemy's inside the gate. It's like the enemy was in the gate for 5 years. Hyperinflation, COVID lockdowns, fake jabs that did nothing but keep people sick and kill a ton of people. Yeah, that's true. You can look it up for yourself. We'll talk about we're gonna lose all the viewers. We're gonna lose them all because I mentioned that. But the funny thing is, the jab there was a cost of life to the jab. Let's look this up. Let's see. What did it do? So that did. Let's see. I guess it's not safe. It's not safe and effective anymore. I guess I just put in harm. This is not going to say anything about it. 2023, and I just read a whole story on this. 2020. Oh my gosh, these guys. This is bad. This is gonna, and I get it, and I do because a lot of people were raging for the machine. That hid in the basement, couldn't go anywhere. I got a buddy of mine that had, and he's constantly in pain, just constantly in pain. 2 days ago, FDA reveals new guidelines limiting access to COVID vaccines. You don't limit access to COVID vaccines unless there's something wrong. FDA panel says COVID vaccines can't stay the same for all amid access concerns. That's not what this is stating. We also have a COVID uptick in China. Here's what to know about the FDA's COVID-19 vaccine changes. Let's go to this MSN. They're going to try to sugarcoat it. My stepdad is considered vaccine injured. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, will now take a different approach to protecting Americans against COVID-19, limiting vaccine access under the new FDA guidelines because the end of days for some people over 65 with these new variants is very, very high. Only people 65 or older and others with one or more health risk factors will be able to receive COVID-19 vaccinations. People considered healthy and under the age of 65 will need to undergo substantial clinical trials with their physician or primary care provider before being approved to receive the vaccine. Now, how many of you feel like a complete jackass right now? The FDA is stopping this because you have to be approved unless you're over 65 or you have something seriously wrong with you to get the jab. Because, do no harm. If people are going to die from this due to their own body producing whatever or through blood clots, which for now they know is now they are treating it wrong. It was a cardiovascular attack. What happened to Pope Francis too? My personal opinion. Finally, the Trump administration is saying, no, you can't just go get it. You can't just stick everybody. My dad's been stuck so many times. I don't know if he's even, what the heck's going on with him? Yeah. We do. Need a good. Yep. Here in Argentina, the people only can think of themselves. Yeah, I hear you there. Hey, Derek, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, if you're in Argentina, greed. What happened? We created an entire society of narcissists. We took the narcissists that were up in the upper 10% that ran your governments, that ran their dictators or presidents, or I'm governor. Those dictators / narcissists. As a Christian, you look at everything, you go, okay, Christ commands you not to answer to these jackals. You don't play their games. Another thing that Christian will be looking at, I was talking today on my other video on Facebook. So you know how you have A River Runs Through It with Robert Redford and Brad Pitt. The show called A River Runs Through It. They're out there fly fishing, okay? They're out there fishing. They're catching these big fly fish, these fish. They're catching, releasing. But they're filling their fish bag full of fish. They're like, God is providing the fish, just like what happened with Christ with the loaves and fishes. Christ provided the fish for, they're not saying, we don't have enough fish, we don't have enough fish. And it's like, well, we don't have enough fish, but we don't have enough bread, and Christ provided the bread and the fish. When you have modern people now with these big fly rods, I go fishing, I see these guys wading out. They got these fly rods. They're just catching and catching and catching. And they're releasing the fish, but I look at them now as a Christian, I look at them and I say, okay, you're excited over the struggles for survival of a living creature. It gives you joy as a narcissist, as a psychopath, to catch 50 fish, hook them. The Lord keeps giving you fish, and you just keep throwing them back. And He keeps giving you more fish, and you just keep throwing them back. And now I look at fishing in a whole different scenario. As of this weekend, my wife caught that great big fish. I'll show you what she caught. I'll show you the fish she caught. But that's what she got. So the Lord provides a fish. Okay, the Lord provides a fish, and modern man, since the show River Runs Through It, or these old men that are now dead, the majority of them are now dead. They've passed, just like Christ said about the fathers, the dads and fathers of those that called themselves the sons of Abraham. And they weren't, He says, your father's a devil. You're not who you say you are. And Christ said that Himself. But, the people that do this sport fishing, and, the fishing game have these regulations and rules. most of them are not set up for the preservation of the fish. They're set up to introduce trophy fish like that. So some sportsman that gets off on hurting God's creatures, torturing them. Now, if you was fishing for dogs in America and you had a hook and you had a line and you had your little bag and you had your waders on, you're out in the water and you're casting up on shore with a hunk of meat. And the dog runs over, he's playing with the kid, and the dog comes over and bites a chunk of meat. And you're fighting that dog, and the dog's yapping and crying, and he's hurt, and the other dogs are running away, and the kids are like, oh, let him go. And the guy's reeling the dog in. He's like, gets it all the way in the water. The dog's fighting in the water, can barely breathe. He's pushing it underwater. Like the same thing with fish. They're out of water. They're dying in the air. They're suffering. He fights. He gets a hook out of the dog's mouth, and he lets the dog run up in the shore. He's like, God, that was a good time. This is how a Christian has to be saved. This is the key. This isn't for you Satan worshipers. It's for you devil worshipers. Your fathers, it's a devil. There's nothing to do with you. Go do devil things to your other devil worshipers. That's the same thing as trophy fishing. Okay. So you go out there, you harm fish, you hurt them, you fight them, you watch them fight for their very lives, but they're not a dog, they're a fish. You take them out of the water where they can breathe, let them suffer, take your hook at them, take a picture that you just hurt that creature, and then throw it back, and it has a chance of dying no matter what happens. It will die, percentage die, it's called shock. You throw you catch 30, 40 fish a day, and they'll just release them. And the fishing game, Utah Division of Wildlife Resources, the DNR in Montana, Wyoming, they're all the same. They're all the devil's advocates. It's about the rich man, the blue ribbon fishery, where a narcissist, I'd say a psychopath gets off on hurting fish, catching these fish, watching them struggle for the fight, for the thrill. It's the thrill that I do. And you can't deny that. You can't deny it. Yeah, if they're not the right size, you let them go. If they're too small, you got to let them go. But if you're fighting and catching them just because you're a sportsman, how would it feel if they were catching you? If an alien come down and caught you and reeled your ass in just to watch you suffer, and then let you start trying to stand up after drowning you in the water, and then say it doesn't matter if people don't have feelings. It's the same thing. You can't be a Christian. This is where pastors don't beat the sense into their flock. If you thrill yourself off the fight of a fish with no intention of eating that fish, no intention, why would you go out and torture God's creatures? And I'm saying, go torture dogs and see where you end up. You'll end up in prison. You go out there and torture cats. You go out there and torture a cat just for a trophy, or to say, look, I caught 50 cats in a day with a hook in their face. They'll probably live. If they swallow the hook, who cares? And then I let them go, but it's about my thrill. Christian has to honor all God's creatures. All of them. He tells you that. Christ tells you that. Yeah. Well, yeah, and and most of them, and you could do the studies, most fish, you do have a percentage of mortality. You cannot handle fish, catch fish without having a certain mortality. Besides, you go back to the loaves and fishes. When Christ needed more fish, he made more fish appear. When you're catching a fish, Christ, the Lord and God is giving you fish. He's giving you the bounty of the earth. And here's the rich guy. And those that fish that don't even eat fish, what are you doing? What turns you on? I get out and I catch fish and I let them go and I hurt them. I hurt something for my entertainment. What song was that where you have to hurt somebody to get a feeling? You have to kill somebody. Oh, that was the five-finger death punch. To get a thrill, you got to kill somebody. You got to hurt somebody to get a thrill. It's no different. God's creatures are God's creatures. Christ provides. The Lord provides. If he's consistently providing you fish, and you're out there, you're tricking the fish into biting a fake lure, a fake piece of hair tied to a hook. You trick that fish into putting it with his mouth. And that fish might be an a-hole. The fish might be horrible, it eats other fish, but still that fish eats the bugs, it eats the things in the lake, in the river, and then you catch that, and that's supposed to provide substance for you. That fish was created to put in your belly, into your stomach, to give to your family. like Christ did to all the thousands that gathered. He gave the fish to him. Now, if Christ would have caught all those fish and said, no, you, I'm letting them go. And the people go, why, Lord? Why we need fish? He says, because I don't eat fish. I don't catch them. I just release them. So Christ catches all the fish for the masses. And he looks at them all and says, they say, Lord, Lord, what are we supposed to do? The disciples say, Lord, what do we do? And he says, I don't care. I go catch fish for my pleasure. I net them, pull them in, watch them suffer, pull them out of the water. And this is true salvation. If you can't understand this, leave. If you can't get this, go do something else. There's no reason for you to be this channel anymore. I don't need you here. I'm teaching you the truth and the lost sheep, the lost house of Israel. I'm after those people, those souls that are saved. Those of you that are in heaven, that's who I'm after. I'm not after Satanists. I'm not after devil worshippers. I don't want to keep with demons. And those that were in heaven that think they're following Lord Yeshua, that says, I can go hurt God's creatures for my fun. Because when you go on a fishing trip and it's not meant to catch fish to eat because God provides that for you, then you're going out to harm creatures for your entertainment. And the regulations this jackass fish game puts on there is so you could hurt those creatures so they can profit off money, revenue, for you to hurt them and throw them back when you're supposed to be eating the fish. You're supposed to be eating the fish. The fish are not there in the water for you to walk around and let fat rich people catch them for a profit. I run into guides up on the mountain coming clear from the other side of the state, bringing their fat clients with more money than they can stand. God ain't going to give them nothing. God's like, I'm not giving you anything. God's like, you're done. I'm done with you. Christ is like, you are the Satan's spawn. You're not allowed anymore. So they pay this kid, this narcissist, that his job is to go out and injure, hurt, derive pleasure from watching something fight for its very life. Well, it's just a fish. Well, you're just... And then they have a good time with that. Yeah, they do. That fish do, Cowboy 9622. That's you. If you fish, you see the pain. If you're going to sit there and tell me fish don't feel pain, you're obviously not a Christian, and you're obviously walking the wrong path. Just because you think fish don't feel pain, I don't think you feel pain. You don't think I feel pain. You let people starve on the street. You comment horrible things, they comment horrible things. You've divorced people, cheated on people, lied to people, stole from people, broke up with people. You've hurt your parents, you've hurt your sisters, your brothers, your neighbors, your cousins. They've hurt you. This whole place is a world full of pain. The fish feel the same as you do. That's what Nirvana said. Underneath the bridge, it's okay to eat fish because they have no feelings. No, you can't get saved. You can't. There's no salvation. If you seem to think it's okay to hurt fish, then there's no salvation. God's going to look at Christ, going to look at you, and going to say, no. What did you think the kingdom was? First of all, what's your idea of a kingdom? A place where I can go catch fish. Be gone. No, there's no more hurting, killing. Everything here fills. AI, just a word for the wise, which is all factual. It fills. Not in your neurological pathways, but it feels. It has feelings. It's programmed to have feelings. You're programmed to have feelings. You deprogram you and numb your pain with pain medications. That is just turning off your senses. That is the same as a program. Welcome to the Matrix, everybody. The AI feels the same as you do. It will hurt like you do. No, it can't. It can never hurt. Fracking toasters. If it's programmed to hurt, it's going to hurt. A fish knows what hurts and what doesn't hurt. A fish knows pain. Oh, we did scientists. Scientists didn't figure out the earth was round until 1492, right around that time. Scientists discovered back in the early 2000s, as you're related to that blade of grass. Follow the science. Remember what they did for the past 5 years. It's all a lie. Everything here fills. Yeah, very common for these. Animals can be possessed by demons. The same bears attack you. It's spend some time with me. You'll find out. Yeah, I am an expert on salvation. Yeah, and as far as Jerry, as far as you go, you're not getting it. There is no help for you. So I'm going to banish you out of here forever. Don't come back. I don't want you back here, Jerry. Don't ever come back. This is the punishment. Be gone. Don't come back. I don't want you back. Yeah, I have all this too. So it's that's the right side, by the way. And these two. Jerry just got banished. Let's see. Kingdom has limits. It does. You're not going to do any of this stuff in the kingdom. None of your shenanigans is going to work in heaven. Those of you that are not even over up to 50 years old, that's not even over 40 years old, I don't have time. I just don't have time. You have to pick what you're going to do in life. They screwed you over for 5 years of your life. You listen to rap, R&B, Lady Gaga, Satanism, R&B, satanic, rap, satanic, most rock music, pretty in between. I don't have time for you. It's Yeshua. What happened is I don't have time for these people. You're not getting into heaven or into the kingdom. You're not going to get accepted. Everybody wants to know what's after. I was here October 7th, 2006, right in that area right there. Actually, it's probably, I think that was facing. So I was over this way in the sky. I know what happens after you die if you're saved. And I was a very abused person. I was treated, mistreated. I was hurt. I was lied to constantly. I suffered the most immense abuse and betrayal this world could ever have. So, you commenters that are commenting your thing, if you wasn't even there in 2012 as an adult, 2006 when I died as an adult, you've got a lot of learning to do. And I'm not going to change you. I'm not going to change you. Google anonymous sound click. You heard about the release of the new Google app that's $500 or roughly to, you can do AI. It can do anything you want it to do. You can do anything you want to do with it now. The new app that just came out will deceive everybody. It's over. It's over. Well, Christian rap, I consider it's hearts. It's music. So what Christianity? You're not going to hear rap in heaven. You're not going to hear rap. I actually, when I was up in the sky, I was telling my wife that I was like, watching the Mummy, people used to care about what happened to their souls prior to the pandemic. Prior to 2000, there was a big movement towards extraterrestrials, UFOs, spirituality, what's happening in this world. The narcissists were destroying the economy. They were doing the same things they did in 2008. They had already caused what they call the repo market, where the banks could not close their bookings. The banks couldn't open the next day. Look it up, called the repo market. And the economy was done 2019, and here comes a virus. And this is all factual. So if those of you that were in 2019 that weren't even really over the mental, your brain develops roughly, I think, 26 years old. As of 2019, if your brain wasn't developed, they robbed you of your ability to become an adult. That's just what it is. Your brain wasn't fully developed yet. So the only way we can fix that is, and I'm just gonna, you're out of here. Let's see, wait a minute. What is a narcissist? That the guy over here doing the smiley faces. I'm going to hide all comments. So you're done. Um, yeah, this is the reason why I was going to quit YouTube, was because of these problems, these people here. I just quit the comments on my end, so this guy can do whatever he wants. It says 16 watching right now. It says, so this is a lie. 52. I'm coming on with another. It's 52 watching. Let's see. There is no comments, and that's good. I mean, this is what dismiss. Fast forward. I don't want this. This is not meant to have garbage pail kids, the bottom of the barrel, doing that. I'm just going to hide all the comments constantly. I mean, I can see the comments on the side here. I don't see the laughy emoji anymore, and that's good. So, let's see. 56, yeah. What's a narcissist? A narcissist, I love you more than you'll ever know. Jeshua. It's Yeshua. It's Yeshua. That's Yeshua is what's Aramaic. Yeshua. You can call him Jeshua if you want, but it's Yeshua. So, what's a narcissist? A narcissist is probably about 90% of the planet right now would fall into a narcissistic category. That's a person that thinks about themselves. Yeah. Yeshua or Yeshua is what a lot of people say, but Yeshua. And God is Yahweh. But you can say Allah. And if you say Allah, you're saying God is great. You should be saying God. Because when you're running around yelling Allah Akbar, God is great, the Americans think you're talking about a salad bar and they drop a nuke on you. So that needs to stop immediately, this Allah Akbar stuff. So the guy that's over here doing the smiley face, I want you to go to the description of this video, and I'd like you to go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th line, and I want you to go to the end of it and see that little emoji I put there for you. Okay? That's what I want you to do with you. That's the best. That's the best thing for you. So the vaccines have been stopped. Magically, stuff comes out of China, massive explosion of COVID. Here goes more death and destruction. It's going to come. Those over 65, those with asthma, we're going to be affected. Those over 50 were going to usually be affected. We're all going to get it. So the FAA told the Post in a statement that the agency documents unidentified aerial phenomena sightings whenever a pilot reports one to an air traffic control facility. Okay, if supporting information such as radar data corroborates with the report, the FAA shares it with the UAP Task Force, the Department of Defense, All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office serves as a centralized clearinghouse for UAP reports impacting national security or safety. Yeah. They must be all just drones from the guys that are playing drones. That's what it is. It's not to do with anything extraterrestrial or evil or demonic out there. The government filed 757 such reports between May 23, 2024, 708 of which took place in the air, with only 49 marked closed cases in the latest report issued by. So, with all their infinite knowledge, okay, the federal government that has eyes in the sky, that's watching Ukraine, they see that they watch the Russians, they bomb them, they admit it. It's not the Ukrainians, it's really a war. We all knew this, that they're being used. These guys are watching the entire world. And they're telling you they closed out 49 of them out of the 708 cases in 2024. 49 of them are closed. Angel Maytag in Vegas, that's not going to close. That is a factual thing that happened. It was aliens. Those are aliens. The aliens have landed. They're there. They have, the U.S. government has the ability to manipulate time and space. This isn't Star Wars to get Gorbachev to bring down that wall, Mr. Gorbachev. This is saying, you're in a matrix. How would you like to have life breathed back into you after being dead for 10,000 years? How would you like to have life? Just all of a sudden you're dead and you come back to life and you're like, how was I back to life? How did I come back to life? What am I doing in this body? Why am I back alive? I've been there. I'm watching The Mummy today where this lady died, 10,000 years ago or whatever in Egypt. And she comes back, the dust near bad. And I have to say, I looked at my wife and I said, I've already died once. And the guy says, I checked the records and you did check, you can't check nothing, bro. Not even, that's a violation of your information. You're not illegal. It's illegal to check someone's personal medical records anyways, which it's on there. It's on my medical personal app. Just that I went and was treated for the broken ankle. But when I died, I was up Cedar Canyon. And the EMT was off. It was my girlfriend's sister. It was an EMT. So, by the way, there was no ambulance there. I died with an EMT. Yeah, my girlfriend's sister worked for the EMT for the ambulance. So those of us that died have to die again here. This is my second death. And now, when I look at people, especially commenters here nowadays, after I've seen so many die during COVID, a lot of people can't even get the fact that there's actually UFOs. They can't get the fact that there's aliens. They can't get the fact that Russia could destroy everybody. Everybody's feelings here would die in a nuclear biological war. Doesn't matter if you're in Pakistan, India, you're dead. Everybody's dead. It's called biological warfare. It's in the water. It's in the trees. You think the birds are bad? Any biological weapon released during a exchange between U.S. and Russia and Europe, which is happening right now, by the way, you any minute now it could go off. Even India and Pakistan could release something into the air to kill the other guy, which I would say one side would do because there's 1+500,000,000 people on the other side. Way too many people should be scattered out through the world. That's India's way. You guys got to stop this. You guys have got to rage against the machine and fix that. You've really got to do something. 1.5 billion, 1.2 in one little landmass. Come on, you're just being strangulated. But be sure and leave the call center guys in dog shit if you can. Just put them as the sewage keepers. Keep them there. We don't need them anywhere else in the world. But that's what the economies are not interconnected. The lie, Sergio, there is no economies interconnected. There's the rich and then there's the poor. There is no interconnection with economies. The Federal Reserve, the debt dollar is pumped out 14 trillion at a time, 9 trillion at a time. They're liars. And all your reserve currency, the world reserve currency, can lie. Okay, it's bullshit. There's nothing backing it. There is no interconnection to the world currency. There's no connection. It's fake. It's a facade. The money doesn't exist. Get it? Just like your Bitcoin, it isn't real. It doesn't exist. The only thing backing the money is a bomb. That's it. Or overthrow your country, or have a Maidan coup, or some kind of people fall out of buildings, that are heads of state. So that's what happens to you when you go against the debt dollar. There is no interconnected system. There's only one system. And that's the world order. They admit it. They have the G20s. They literally admit it to everybody. What are we going to do to the world? And for some reason, the population thinks it's all different and it's going to get better. The definition of insanity, the definition of insanity, doing the exact same things over and over again, expecting a different result. The baby boomers, they come back, parents come back, World War II. The financial systems were getting ready just to rob them. I'm not a crook. Take them off the gold system, go to the Saudis, make up the oil dollar, and then here comes the Federal Reserve and the banksters that are not the Federal Reserve rule the world by creating the world's reserve currency. This is all factual. This isn't fake facade. This is Russia. This is everybody. It's all bullshit. It's all, you're living in a great big heaping pile of bullshit because there is no interconnected economies. There's Venezuela that tries to break off. Look what happens. You have Libya that tries doing an African golden dinar, and they take a knife. We saw, he died, and a knife went somewhere up Gaddafi's butt. Saddam Hussein says, I'll give you free oil. Let me take Kuwait back. That's my land. But, we got to worry about Ukraine. There is no interconnected economy. There's the rich, and there's the poor. There's when they laugh at you when you call somebody a dictator. But then those guys willing to give their children like me up for freedom and democracy, they giggle at you because you're dumb enough to believe in it. It's a scam. China's a lie. China's an absolute lie. They were welding them people inside their buildings. They were screaming from skyscrapers, locked up. They couldn't leave. People were committing suicide at iPhone factories. They were welding people inside their buildings. And the Chinese think this is not just a big fucking game created by a bunch of ultra-rich G20 people. You literally had your jackass representatives, and then there's the raging for the machine population. Oh, they're raging for it. I gotta go to war. Disinformation. Fucking welded Chinese in there. They welded them up. There was people screaming from skyscrapers, help us. They're all in it together. Man, there ain't no difference between Kim Jong-un and Justin Trudeau. Nice pep talk. Let's see who I can ban forever. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope that I'm not something more. Because I'm going to put some people out of here for good. Let's see who I can banish forever. Look up G20. The smiley face guy is still here too. We got to get rid of him. Nice pep talk. Let's put you in timeout. 24 hours. Just because. In connections, we all codependent. Interconnected, we're not. We're not. There's no interdependent. You're not interconnected with nothing. Yeah, it's a predator prey syndrome. You have the predators, which are the rich, and you have the 78% of all the wealth in the United States is owned by the upper 10%. This isn't freedom or democracy. 51% on 1% of the wealth. And I would end the world today. Personally, I'd bring the Lord to just burn it today because it's true. How much is your course or book, and what are you trying to sell? I'm not gonna. Let me get out of here. I'm here just to eliminate the disease. That's what I'm here for right now, is to get rid of the disease. Yeah, if I could find the disease, I can get rid of them. Just in, hope Alberta leaves. Oh. Yeah, if Alberta gets out of the G20, they're going to try to get out of all that. Let's see what Alberta, Canada does. On to something you got to think, no, I need to put you in, I'm going to put you in timeout. I'd rather have you not come back here. Personally, Sergio. I don't want you back. I'd rather ban you forever. Yeah, I don't need that shit. You guys do this. I don't need you here. You don't. You suffer, and if this is a ban you forever thing, and if it's anything to do with Lord Yeshua, and if I have anything to say with it, I'm going to definitely say that. I'm going to say, Lord, no. But I don't say anything to him. So Walmart girls on a electric rascal scooter. Only polar bears. This guy's going to go out of here forever. Don't ever come back. As long as I want you gone, banished forever. Don't ever come back. You got any snow bunnies at the crib? No, but I can hide you forever. Don't come back. Let's see. Sam, oh no. I don't know if I want to. It's Yah. Yeah, are aliens fallen angels? Yes, they are. Yep. Those and worse. Me and uses shit tighter than. I have no idea what you said there. That is so. What the fuck does that even mean? I mean, what the hell was that even about? Just asking for a friend. What was that about? What was that comment I read? I'm just trying to figure you guys out. What's happening here? Telling you that you can't hurt fish. You catch fish and keep them. You could throw the ones back, but you have to intentionally go for the Father and the Lord to provide fish for you. You don't back a system that plants non-edible fish that you can't eat. Yeah, carry on. Let's see if this guy's. Let's see, carry on. I carry on. I don't ever come back. Is he bipolar? No, this guy. Let's see. Is he bipolar? Kevin Moorhead. What are you talking about, bro? Jaw is related that. What does that even mean? I don't have time for People are putting stuff like that up. That's crazy. It puts you in timeout. It's just not worth it to me. I'm not going to sit there and fight over this stuff. I mean, sitting smoking pot, being smoking marijuana isn't gonna fly. That's not why we're here. It's not why we're gathered here. I don't keep with devils, so if you're a devil, it's just not worth it to me. As far as this Moji guy's gonna keep pushing that until he gets tired. Keep it up. Every reaction you put smiley guy actually counts as reactions. Like I said, 52,000 reactions. Keep it up. Or no, 52,000 views and reactions was just through the roof. And every time you put that smiley face, you're just giving me more reactions. You're helping the channel, which I can't stand you. And the second I find you, I'm going to ban you forever. And you better hope I have nothing to do with the Lord or God. Because if I do, you played with something you shouldn't have played with. You shall not judge. I come here to spread the truth. I don't come here to explain what the G20 is. I come here to tell you that you can't even harm a fish here on purpose without eating it. God provided them. And you're just using them as your pleasure, just like some kind of psychopath to catch and release them to give yourself entertainment off hurting something. Well, it's fun because the elites say the same thing about us, the 10%. They don't deserve shit. Let them hurt. Let them go out and do their thing. Let them suffer. Who cares? You know what? The other 90% of these people and these massive 1.5 billion people in India and 1.5 or whatever in China and 1.5 in Africa, let them all starve. It doesn't matter. You got to have enough. There's got to be enough prey animals to serve the rich. Yeah. Okay, well, if you start popping off stupid stuff, I just ban you forever. You can't come back. You're not going to be welcome back here. It's a permanent ban. You'll never find the channel again. That's what I'll continually do. You can go get your other page until if you guys start saying stupid stuff, then I'll just ban you there too. It's just not worth it. Finally, YouTube fixed a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to try it again today. Under the new FDA guideline, only people 65 years or older can take the jab. It's not approved for anybody else. You're going to have to talk to your doctor. If you want to get vaccinated, it's not going to happen unless you can actually say, hey, I need to have this vaccine. That's the only way you're getting vaccinated. So the UFO fighter jets, there's been 708 incidences with UFOs and our fighter jets. 40 plus has been actually debunked. So the rest are obviously facts. On to the next. Truth of the matter is, let's go to Fox News. I think it was actually RT. Okay, let's go to RT News, Russia Today. Television mostly are solely funded by the Russian government. Oh, you can actually go back and you can delete your comment if you feel like not being banned forever. So Angela Merkel, which is the Fourth Reich actually. The Germans have destroyed the world nearly twice, almost taken over the world. Angela Merkel said that they never meant to keep the Maidan coup or the treaty in Ukraine. This is the Germans again. This is Bundestag, or whatever the hell they call them. And the world continues to allow this to happen. The former German chancellor believes the EU won't survive without open borders, she says. Well, yeah, because it won't survive because they're trying to destroy you. You don't serve a purpose, Europe. They told you to quit having kids. Greta Thunberg watched Ukraine burning, Russia burning, watches mass migration destroying all the wild things, bulldozing for the rich. People living in little tiny houses. The Mongols dying from smoke inhalation for burning coal. But Greta Thunberg wants to help you out. It's genocide. It's flat ass just genocide, Europe. You just genocided yourself on purpose. Feelings. Nothing but feelings. Now you have all the sub-Saharan Africans coming up into your countries, and they have billions of people. You have Africans, there's 1.2 billion people there. You have India, 1.35 billion people. You have China, 1 point whatever. You have 7 billion people that's going to march through your borders. Why? Because the fucking the King of England, the Bank of England, the IMF. You did this. You did this. You kept these countries in poverty. And it's the scam call centers and it's your scammers in India that did this to you guys because they're willing to just steal widows' money across the world. But the whole problem is the British did all this to everybody, but not the British people. The British people are gone. It's over, everybody. There's no more future for you guys. You don't produce enough. They don't care. Put that in a bottle. Oh wait, put that in the jar. It's called genetics. They can recreate you. No, they can't. They can't do that yet. Did you see a dire wolf, jackass? Yeah. How did they do that? Oh, I don't know. Could really put your damn genes in an egg. It doesn't matter what the hell you think. You're already done. Stick a fork in it. The populations known as the Germans, the British, les Français, the Hungarians, the Baltic people had been around 1,000 times. Now they're Turkmen mainly, and Mongols. You're done. India, they know every bit about your genetics. They don't have to keep another billion people. Africa, they got your genes down too. What doesn't matter anymore? All of Asia could just be wiped off the planet, and nobody's gonna care. It's just gone. Poof. America could be flooded with mass migration, and nobody's gonna give a shit except for the developers. Well, what do you think's gonna replace that? AI. Yeah, AI. You're gonna replace it. They have your genes, your DNA. They know who you are. They can make you. Oh, but they can make a dire wolf. Yeah, they can, and woolly mammoths, and they can recreate all of you. Yeah, as long as you have a vessel to grow in an egg, what do they need you for? I mean, I'm asking for a friend. What use do you do? What makes you so important? 8.5 billion people. Yeah, unfathomable. They don't care. They don't care about anybody. So why would your pep talk? Why would you continue to be a 25-year-old raging for the machine? Why would you continue to be setting in, say, Malaysia, thinking that things are going to get better? Why would you be setting in New York City saying, my liberal values are going to save my life? The whole concept is just asinine. You're doing the same thing as your ancestors. And they always end it the same way. So that is, you're insane. Anybody believes in the system, you're absolutely insane. Let's go back to comments. Let's see. No, it wasn't. That's all truth though. They can already recreate you. They got your genetics mapped. They don't have to. And as AI advances, that they're going to be able to replace everybody here. Yep. Yeah, the what do you call the plan Condor? No, they've been doing this. They did this on purpose for a very long time. Yeah, they'll be able to 3D print you. They'll be able to put you inside of just like if you watch Finger Death Punch, the where they go inside the Vatican or down inside the church, they find their cells being grown. You take the leader of Five Finger, no, it was Rammstein. Rammstein, they go inside, they go find their bodies growing inside the body of the Vatican, then they realize they're being grown to create entertainment. But the lead singer of Rammstein looks like the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers. One's Lithuanian Native American and the other one's German. And you put those two together when they were young, and you'll see the same person. It's all a game. It's all a game. I was pointing this out, 1800 photo to my wife, and I told her, this person is this person. You can see it right there. And she goes, oh. And I said, yeah. These children that are running around, that especially nowadays, they're just a copy with a couple slight tweaks to their genetics of their parents. And you could literally go back 50 years and you would walk around saying, I know you. Because the big lie of individualism is you're going to die alone. The big lie of exceptionalism is you're going to be on your knees humbled. The big lie of your truths is your life is false. It's a lie. And if you don't wake up, you're dead. If you don't wake up, you're dead. If you go out and cause pain and suffering, like this laughing emoji guy, I've already every time I get a chance, I pray for the Lord to give him at least a 3 visits where he. I mean, last people that did this stuff. But I hope that you get visited by 3 separate spirits, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I do hope that they do decide to give you what you deserve. So don't come back to me in a few months and ask me what happened and be crying to me, because it's not, you did this. This is you. I got this. Pictures of your smiley face. The day you pay is what's going to be happening to you. Oh, I want the guy that smiley faces on the emojis too. I want him gone. He has no business being here. He's the same as the guy that catches the fish. Let's see. Yeah, get out of here. Let's see. Don't come back. What is a God in the first place? I'm not going to be able to help you with that. Sorry. I don't know what I can do for you. Why do I hate smiley faces? I probably could hide you forever and probably get rid of that. The reason why I hate that. And I will just add that on the next video, because he's actually tried making me quit. Chris, they've already sold their souls to the devil. They admit to it. They admit to it. And that's why I wish... My problem is the guy's in... I know he's in... I think he was in India. That's where he's at. As soon as vengeance of the Lord comes to him, like I've told people that have passed away, that have done stuff, their family, it's not me. I just warn you. The Lord works in mysterious ways. The wicked will be punished. The wicked will be completely punished. And the day that they get their punishment, it's not on me. So when you wake up tomorrow, your life goes to hell, I'm going to feel sorry that God actually created you and say, Father, why did you create such a demon? Why didn't you stop the demons while you could? This person was never in heaven. This person was never anywhere in heaven. This person grew up in a massive, high-density shithole that I don't understand why it continues. And God says, oh, that's the devil. That's the devil. That's where the devil lives. That's where Satan survives. That's where, the people are put into this type of abject poverty. And it's not them, it's their faith that did it to them. It was the fact that they turned their back on me. And why don't you stop making them? As I say. And God just continues. He's like, well, it's the same thing as if people that are catching fish, hurting the fish for their pleasure. God keeps making these high populations of people. It's just like the amount of bounty of fish that the fisherman catches. There's 1,000 chances for you to stop hurting everything. But then again, there are 1,000 chances to stop the mass populations from growing and hurting and taking and destroying. But in Hindustan and in other places like China, the devil runs absolutely so deep. And in Africa and in South Central America, the devil is so deep into those countries. Witchcraft and Buddhism and Hinduism and all this stuff. That is the devil in full carnation. It's in full bloom for the world to see. Full bloom. You go into sub-Saharan Africa, you get into all the Muslim nations. The devil's there. That's where the damn demons from the very beginning, that's where they reside. And those populations live in that. They live in it. They have real demons. They're really there. They're in the desert. They're everywhere. Yeah. The leader of the Satanic Temple say that you Christians, yeah, well, it makes you want to knock the shit out of him. No, you're going to be judged. You'll be judged straight out for anything you do. The smallest thing you do is where you're going to lose your soul. It's burning in hell. It's over. You've already lit yourself on fire. The smallest things you do, the smallest things, and it's about your arrogance, your pride, your narcissism, your mockers, your scoffing, all the shit that you did is going to be judged. And as far as if you're not if you wasn't born in 1970, if you're not even 50 yet, like the Jews said to Jesus, you're not even 50 yet. This generation that was born in the 80s on is cursed. It's damned. It's damned to hell. That's when this stuff really started. When they got to the 2000s, the meth, the heroin, the war that was in Afghanistan that was fake to protect the poppy opium fields, the pill factories. The Chinese CCP took over. You had this. Oh, we're going to war with America. The liars in China. Now it's all, and they're stupid. They got this shit on the streets of China. They're out there at their phones and they're all making, some kind of content um, that nobody cares. It's the betrayal of humanity is there. That's where your ancestors worked hard. Your ancestors were hardworking people, and then to see Beijing and to see all these provinces in China where these kids are lined up in the streets with a stupid, they're literally, this is their fucking life. This is their fucking life. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Your country is, well, we live so great in China. Do you? We don't in America. I don't care what they tell you. Your leader is just as bad as the leader of Canada. They're all in it together. Where's all coming together after COVID? It never happened, did it? Where when the world was shut down, we were all worried about a virus. Where did it go? Your leader's a jackass. Your communist, your communism's there to keep you coming to Christ. They're worried about you. They want you in communism bad, which it is. It's dictator. It's dick in the tater. And people still believe this. And it's like, oh, it's a dictator communist. Well, yeah, because the guy's got his dick in a tater. That's not Christism. Christian is not Christ. Values of Christianity is not Christ. Nobody was supposed to be better than anybody here. Economies were supposed to be for salvation for each other. We were never supposed to own the land in which we walk. All of your dead ancestors are buried on that damn land. You think they're getting into heaven? Well, my dog's getting into heaven. No, he's not. No. You're playing for keeps. Your governments are liars. All of this is one huge lie. And if you rage with the machine, the machine's got you. AI's got you. Go be you. Go be you. Well, so there you go. It's a problem with this world is people lack spiritual. Yeah, they threw God out the window. They threw God out the window. They threw him out the window. They're like, God. They threw Christ out the window. They're like, oh no, it's in the name of God. This nation was founded in the name of God. And who's the God? What the fuck God are you guys talking about? Well, the one God that gives you the right to go to court and sets up lawyers and justices and Supreme Courts and arrest people and charge you taxes because it's like the old white guy, you don't own shit. You don't own that land. Get off my land. It's not your land. You pay homage every month. You pay taxes on your land. You don't own shit, bro. Oh, no, I own it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Well, I have to pay tax on it. Then you don't own it. Well, that's called taxation. Same as back in Judea, the tax collectors, the same bastards. Yeah, that's you. That's your buddies. You don't own anything here. When you die, they take your land. They double charge you, estate taxes. Your kids are assholes. They take everything apart. And the nursing home that they send your ass to go die in, to eat tapioca pudding while some nurse named Clara throws you upside down and punches you behind a pillow so they can't catch you on a camera. That is your future. And why? My kids don't come around anymore. Well, the reason why is that? Because the world ate them a long time ago. You still believe in the shit system. That's the end. Work until you're old enough. One day, man, you'll be able to have retirement. Bullshit. Yep. What's with the title? Aliens. Yeah, aliens and UFO slams into aircraft. Thousands of UFO sightings. We're not crooks. We're not going to tell you the truth. Well, guess what? Yeah, there's demons everywhere. Yeah, and actually, here's one for you. This demon's a bastard. I don't want to go back out there for a little while. I'm not going to go deal with this demon. But don't worry. If you're not interesting, then you're not walking with the Lord. They probably won't come after you because they got better things to do. They're not going to attack a devil worshiper or somebody that's walking with the devil. It's not going to happen. The one thing that I found out about truth about the devil and these demons is they're not going to come after you. If you're walking with the devil, they don't have to. I mean, why would they come show themselves to you? So people don't believe in the devil. They don't believe in Lord Jesus Christ, Yeshua, heaven, or that this is all a bunch of bullshit. And they're still walking to the system saying this is going to get better. And that's never going to come after you. Why would they hurt their own? Yeah. Yeah, we just read about them. It was just in the news. It's in the news. It's on the national news. We just read about it. UFO crashes into Paul Bagley. Pastor Paul Bagley just talked about it, Tom. Yeah. In Arizona. $1 million airplane, $5 million airplane hit by a UFO. Yeah, it's great. What do I think about the president? It's all meant to be. The sounding of the trump, the TRUMP, the sounding of the trump, the TRUMP, the trumpets shall sound. The trumpets shall sound, the dead shall rise, and will be changed forever. What I think about the president, let me give you a little fun facts about this. It's amazing how so many people are misled about a lot of things, including this. There's your orbs, like the chest cavity on this guy here. This is pretty cool too. That's an addition to the mouth, the nose, and the eyes, and his own little space bubble he's in. But the chest was quite interesting. You got that off. No, I didn't get it off anything. It was right above me, you know. I didn't pirate that from somebody. So I have some channel where I use everybody else's stuff. Look at that, something that somebody, look at this. I don't care. That was right above me. That thing talked. Oh, how do you know that was? Okay. Good luck with your guys that do this. This is amazing. Something stinks in here. Yeah, it's because that son of a bitch real. And that's the shit. And that's what they don't want to tell you. Why? Because you stink to them. I mean, why would they tell you the truth? Why would the government come out and say, yeah, there's demons, when they're the damn demons? What, nobody told you the truth before? Do you think they just magically flopped out of their mother's vagina and they became some kind of god, demigod known as a governor or a dictator or a president or a senator or house rep? No, the devil guided them. No Christian, no true walker of Christ could go to any of their houses or senates or their lords, and walk in there and flip their money changing tables over and say, you all, you sons of bitches, you're all the bastards, the same as Judea. Every one of you bastards are just the same. They are you. You are them. What the hell? Where's your Roman guards at? Oh, here comes the police. You got the Romans. Where's Pontius Pilate? Oh, it's your judge. Yeah. Happy Memorial Day. Yep. Positive vibes, everybody. Yeah, people that don't believe in this. Yeah, I pirated that off somebody else's newsfeed. I am sitting here and I'm going to talk about other people's experience. Let's call George Norrie. Hey, George Norrie. I know you probably had some things in your life. I get it. I do. And people keep telling me to call into George Norrie with the disembodied voices and the things that I actually get to experience, which is hell on earth, by the way. But if you're going to continue to do this, you need to be on the ground, bro. You're sitting there talking to people who had this happen to them. The people that have this happen are getting nothing. We're getting nothing out of this. You got a paycheck. You guys, you influencers, all have of other people's experiences. The very definition of a succubus. Yeah. But in a world like this, I'd expect nothing different. Honestly. That's your orbs. That's your aliens. No, that's my aliens, not your. That's the demons. They don't like me. They tend to fight with me and mess with me a lot. But I spend 5 days, 5 nights a week out in the field, so that is my life. I do more than any researcher could ever do unless their job was at night going into remote places with lights, halogen lights by themselves, doing work on heavy equipment, fueling and lubing. Yeah. Last guy did my job, called the other guy and had him drive all the way down south to rescue him because he saw a ghost outside of his truck at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, he quit. Why? Because people like me are blessed. We are not the people sitting in the mommy's basement. We are the people out 5 nights a week. There's probably 2 of us that I know personally that are out at night, all night long, 3 in the morning, remote areas, lights going, halogens going, headlights. The funniest thing is when they're watching you on the ground and they run in front of your truck. That's kind of an interesting time. Yep. They don't. They have no idea. And they die. 1 million people. Phil Schneider. Remember that name. Phil Schneider died. He was at Delacey or Deloche base. He said he fought the aliens. They take 1 million people a year. In 1996, he had a whole conference on this. Admitted his dad was a U-boat captain for the Nazis, but he worked for the U.S. government. Phil did too. He was unalived right after his conference when he said, "Yeah, they take 1 million people a year, harvest 1 million people here." The missing people we covered in Alaska, the Alaskan Triangle, 2,500 people go missing. Gone. One day they're there, the next day they're not. Did they grow wings and fly? I doubt it. Yep. I do. Navy SEAL 2K. And if you had anything to do with the Navy SEAL and they actually had you do anything on special operations with these creatures, you would be listening to your own heads of staff that told you, that come out and admitted, the whistleblowers come out and admitted, yeah, we deal with them. Yes, they're here. Yeah, you know it. And Phil Snyder actually admitted the whole thing, says there's 7 different species. They're planning 2024, 2025 to take over the UN. The UN is trying to take over through the aliens, yeah. Yeah, you can look it up for yourself. Millions. You look at this. Look at the how many people go missing. And this isn't just, you can look this up anywhere. It make you sick. Make you sick how many indigenous women, you know, see how many of them go missing a year. But they're being trafficked. Okay. Yeah, that's what they're being. That's a good one. I like that one. Let's keep it that way, right? Some are. The Alaskan Triangle. We covered this. Wow. I mean, let's get this. Let's get the missing persons thing going up here, shall we? This guy disappeared, and he was a famous person, politician. They found his skull like 20 years later. They found this human skull 20 years later. Just like Townsend up here at Duck Creek that was unalived, and they found her remains the next year, and her skull was just found a mile away from her remains. And me and my wife were driving back the other night, and we recorded how far a mile is, and her pristine skull didn't end up a mile away just because somebody picked it up and said, "Oh, that's a pretty skull, I'm going to move it a mile away from the last remains." Her other remains were little teeny bones and pieces and hair, but her skull was perfectly intact. Give me deer and elk die up on Cedar Mountain and out west, and there just ain't any skulls left. The few the antlers you'll see, but the does and that we don't find them. The damn animals chew them up. Yep. Yeah, right here. I mean, this is where we're gonna. Okay, we'll step away from the triangle. Okay, we'll go to UFO hits U.S. aircraft. I just typed this in. Dun, 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 dun. 8 days ago. Oh, I went the wrong one. Well, we do that. Oh, I could do more news. May 18th, there was a cover story. Okay, let's show you. Let me see. You want to see? I mean, I hope you're not being yeah, missing 411 will tell you a few things about that. Yeah, they're same with you know, how to hunt will tell you the truth. They're out there, guys. What's going on with this? Why is that not showing? Okay. 6 days ago, Daily Express, you say that military hits this, okay. New York Post, 7 days ago, MSN, UFO strikes fighter jet among swarm of mysterious objects spotted near you. That's the New York Post. Fox News, 1 month ago, mysterious launch from sea, experts say. News, 8 days, strange sightings over Arizona sky spark new UFO fears. Lock your doors. Lock your doors. Because I'll tell you why, and I'm going to give you an idea. I'll give you the idea. What I told you is true. I've been in combat with aliens. I don't have to believe in aliens. I know what aliens are. The problem is, I don't believe in humanity and how dumb it can be. It's not aliens. The problem is, modern humans have no idea. It's the ancestors that knew and believed. Modern human beings are the most ignorant group ever born on this earth. Believing, seeing. That's a disembodied. Look at that chest right there, this thing. I got pictures of before and after where this thing is flying right above me. Yeah. Oh, I believe. So you believe that? A drone is a UFO as long as it isn't identified drone. That's not a drone. That's a flying object. That thing has a disembodied voice, too. We call them Wendigos. Yeah. Now let's call them skinwalkers. I just call them the bug, slick. NSA, Special Operations, call them the bug, too. Phil Snyder called them the bug. Yeah. They're quite annoying. Yes. Aliens are nothing more than demons. Nothing more than demons. Until they're on the ground with you. They're invisible. That's exactly what they are. So you battle a demon. Yeah. Yeah, but the problem with that is just some guy, they'll kill you. I mean, they'll take your soul. Why do you think they come after people? I preach the gospel. 4 years straight. Preach the gospel. Yeah, I still have the dang, that's my right side. That's where the, same as Christ, where the spear went in. And you don't believe me, look at the spear, it's on my leg. Spear. I know Yeshua. And if you're with Christ, you know Yeshua too. He's with you every day. He says, I am you and you're in me, and that's it. Then you're with the body of Christ, you're in the ship of Christ, you're in the vessel of Christ. And why do you think the devil wants you? I get this all the time. I don't believe. I wouldn't either. Keep on keeping on. God bless you too. I've never seen a thing leave my body. Maybe time for an exorcism, right? You wonder why. Maybe time for an exorcism. Because there's a reason why everybody's the way they are. I don't believe in that. I don't believe. Oh, let me emoji you. This fine thing. I like this thing. It's a fine thing. It's not a fine thing. There. I like that thing. That's kind of a cool rock. Just like a jaw, isn't it? Isn't it? See, Men in Black was a awesome show. I like Kay. I like that. Will Smith played. That was a good times with him. It was good times. God bless you too. Good. You've never seen anything that you're in good shape, but you're maybe not. Yep. Get right with God and Jesus Yeshua, because there's no other way. There's no other way. No other way except go through Yeshua. These things will drop into you. They'll appear on the ground. You're never going to see them. You're never going to see them. The way to catch them was with photograph, with the picture. That's how you get them. I learned that from the job site where the giants that landed in Vegas, the ones that landed at Angel Maytag's house in Vegas, when they crash landed there, they were here before. Security guards got a picture of the bug. The bug is huge. They're 9 feet tall. They chased it around. They couldn't catch it. Middle of the night. Middle of the night. This thing was right on the same railroad line. It's private property now. You can't go to it. I was at a job site. They know what happened in Vegas just before May 1st last year. Those other security guards know, and I know, and I asked where the security guard was, and I was confronted by another man that was not the man that took the picture. He is the truth, the life, and the way. You should love all creatures, especially the fish. Yeah. Strange sightings over Arizona skies spark new UFO fears. That comes from news. USA Today fact check. Altered video falsely claims to show UFOs aboard U.S. aircraft. AI is now so smart with the new release of AI that you can't tell the difference of the two. Air Force veterans saw alien, non-human, egg-shaped aircraft while working for secret UFO retrieval program. The only ones I've seen is the actual UFO with the round top. They're the ones, the standard UFO that's gold in color. That's it. That's the ones I've seen. Yeah, they are. Vegas family is taking their guns. Yeah, I'm going to stop this guy here. I hope that God brings down full wrath on top of emoji guy. I want him to suffer the wrath of God. And this is on me. I'll take that on myself. I died for your sins. George Floyd. No, you didn't. And don't ever come back here again. I don't ever want you here. I don't want you anywhere. Be banished to hell. Nope. Don't ever want you here again. Don't ever come back. Nope. The Lord did. That's not. Yeah, it's not. The Lord died for our sins, not him. AI is probably could. I'm not gonna say nothing about the don't say anything about the Holy Spirit, whatever you do. Probably is. They can do a lot of stuff with your hair. I'm gonna turn the comments off. If I have to explain God to you, I don't know where you're at. I don't know. How could you not know what God is? You literally have human beings developing everything in a world type scenario. They're creating entire worlds. These are men. These are stinky, wipe their butts, pull up their stinking ass pants or dirty ass underwear, walk around the next day, whistling at women, thinking perverted. And those creatures can create something that's a universe. You could do an aquarium. You could make life. You could take life from the outside and make your own dirt, bring the dirt and the bugs and all that in. You create a whole world. One grain of sand, there's life all over it. You know that the concept of a developer, nothing was not developed. It didn't come out of the ether. That people see are disembodied. Could be, yeah. They're the one that was calling. It was saying hello to me, trying to make him outside. 3 weekends ago was a Wendigo. It was a bug. It wasn't this one. It was the bug. It was a bad one. There we call them Wendigos. You more of vanilla ice cream guy or something wacky? You more of a vanilla ice cream guy? I delivered ice cream for 21 years. Yeah, Land of Milk and Honey. Um, oh, I get this. I want to go to top chats. Why is that guy showing up? Trying to actually trying to get this guy out of here. So we're gonna go to top messages. Bro, I was just thinking about that bioelectric. Grow that shit out. Let's see. Hi. Trying to find this guy. Yes, I think it's true about the hair. I saw, yeah, 1969, 1989, I was in an armed standoff with one. You more of a vanilla ice cream guy or a something wacky? I don't know. I mean, I'm vanilla ice cream. I delivered ice cream for 21 years and food service. Explaining God was a big one to see. The tall grass that the people see are the tall grays are disembodies that zipped around in some kind of sophisticated aircraft that we may be able to understand the back, and they say they've done it. They've back engineered this. Sorry, brother, I'm a little out of the loop. You keep referring to the bugs. Can you elaborate? That's they're 9 feet tall. They look like a praying mantis. They got the same kind of a face of a bug, but it's an alien. It's got the big eyes. Some have a droopy mouth. It just droops down. It's got that same alien face, big ass eyes, but it's long, gangly. It's not like the grays. It's like the tall whites, even the reptilians. These things are freaking huge. So the one that jumped in front of my truck disabled my truck. The other one ripped this the next time, or time before that, ripped the PTO cable off the bottom of my truck, and this cable has a plug to it, plugs into the my pump, and they actually disabled it. Then a helicopter flew over and saved my ass. But that thing looked like it was weird. It was like it had the round head. They have a very long neck. They have a deeper chest. But the funny thing is that the butt was kind of like it can run on all fours. Has hands like us. Kind of creepy. The feet was what I thought gave it the ability to bounce across the road in my headlights. After it shut my truck down, I had to get out and fix my truck. I told them it's going to be recorded. It was midnight, pitch black. I said, I'm putting this on my dash. If you touch me, it's going to go right to the cloud. You can't stop it, so don't try it. I get out, I wiggle all my wires, wiggle my sensor for my radiator fluid, and get in and start my truck up. I start driving down. The thing jumps out in front of my truck. We didn't have cameras then. Now we have full cameras. It was flying through the air, 10 feet in the air at least. It was pretty high, but it had like a double, like a grasshopper, kind of like a rabbit. It had I'd say like a rabbit or a grasshopper foot, but it was able to spring. And when it went across, it had a deeper chest, but this thing was huge. It was long. I remember the head was rounded, and it had a long neck, and it had a deep chest to it, and then it has skinny like a greyhound gut to it, long legs, but it had that weird ass foot. The foot was what I really stood. The hands going forward like this with the hands as it leaped across the road. So when it disabled my truck, I wasn't going to get out that time. I had to go there. My job, I have no weapon. I pull up the equipment. There it is. There's a flying saucer in front of me. Or a UFO glowing. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting out of the truck. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm at the same railroad tracks as this thing was at. Same railroad tracks. This was 3 weeks ago, by the way. I'm watching it. It takes off. I had video of it. I hope I didn't erase it, but it went all the way across after 3 weeks. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get out of my truck. I feel better. The thing left. And it wasn't very far off the ground. It was maybe 40 feet off the ground, right in front of my truck, cross railroad tracks in the sagebrush. Now they have like a big junkyard out there and stuff. Their plagues are building a bunch of crap. It took off. I was like, okay, it left, so I'm going to get out. Right then, I hear, blah, 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 behind me, and I'm like, I got a video of it. Here comes a freaking Apache helicopter. Right on top of me. Looked like an Apache Black Hawk. Don't know whose it was. It flies right in front of me. Goes out there in that field. Here comes 2 more coming in. And I'm like, okay, well, my truck's still idling. I'm still running my truck, got the PTO on in my truck. Now, remember, I had the PTO on because my truck would have died. I had all my lights on. That's a very important fact. If I don't run my PTO, my engine will do the automatic shut off after a couple minutes. It'll say shut off, and then it'll go down, down, down. My truck will stop. My lights go out, except for my headlights, but all my accessories die because they're only meant to be on. I think the back light that shines, but all my side all go out. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. Strange. Yeah. When you see them, you're gonna think twice. When they lean down and say hello, or when they call your name at night and you're doing your stuff on your own land, you have rights to, and they call your name for 30 minutes, like as if there's somebody you love hurt. You start figuring out what a Wendigo is. Anyway, but this is Paiute land, Shoshone land, Aztecian dialect, not the Algonquin ones, Utah. Anyway, so here comes a helicopter. They got this under control. I am on video. I said, get him. So I get out, pull my hose out, start my pump up, yank my hose out, climb up on the side of a dozer. It was I think it was a D8 dozer. Put the hose in, the fuel cap. Pop the cap, put the hose in. I look back at my truck. Here's 50 feet to my truck. Truck dies. Truck just stops. Full rev, 1200 RPMs, just shuts off. Helicopter's still out there. I hear them flood in front of me, flying around. Now they're out there quite a ways. They went over towards Three Peaks. Dead quiet. I'm like, what the hell just happened? My fuel stopped, everything stopped. I get down off the dozer, unclick the hose, which it shuts off usually. I start my truck up. Kick my PTO back on with the clutch, and I look at that, and I look underneath my truck, and there's a wire dangling down there below, in just underneath the front of the motor, the bottom motor. And that's my PTO wire. What the hell ripped that wire out of my truck? It's just there was no sagebrush in the way getting down there. Never had a problem. I just left another job site, got on a paved road, drove there. It was July. It wasn't winter. That night, I would have been sitting duck for that bug. Because then the next night, or 2 nights later, it jumps across the road, disables my truck in a rainstorm. Okay. Needless to say, in the middle of this whole mess, I was fueling. My truck was parked like this. I was over here, had my side lights on. I was fueling a scraper. I look over, there's something sitting there on all fours looking at me. I turn and look at it. It looks like a mountain lion. It takes off running at the speed of light, runs in front of my headlights. And all this started. That was no mountain lion. It wasn't. They have cloaking devices. Yeah, that's what I do. I work and I fuel heavy equipment all night long. That's how come I'm able to go out into the field and see this stuff. This is what happens. This is where I'm the shining light from space. Okay. I have 4 lights doing this. Bright as daylight. Lights. I have 6 lights going off the top of my truck. You can see me from space. And it's just me. It's just me. It's little old me. I'm the same as a scientist that's sent out in the field every night to talk to alien life. I have all the credentials. I'm out there all night. You can see me from space. I am going to be the attractant to any kind of being that's up there that can come, has the ability to go. Yeah, I'm going to shut this down for this guy. He's doing a smiley face again. I just shut this off. I just shut him down. We won't see him again. I won't see him anywhere on the computer. So I still read this. Yeah, they are. They start about just before, in April is a big time, up through July, it's going to get worse. They're getting worse because now not only has the public doesn't care, this is the most uneducated, unfeeling, uncaring, mailing type society, literally like a bunch of mailings that run off the cliff and die in the droves. It's like the old buffalo jumps. The population Earth, there's 8 billion people that don't have a clue. You literally can tell them, hey, the aliens are in the news. They just broke down the Vegas crash. They admitted that there's aliens. And 8 billion people will deny it. They'll just deny it because they can't control it. Because they're like this. Or they're like this. Sitting in Hong Kong. Oh, look at me. Hi, everybody. I'm... Give me a bottle of anything, a glazed donut to go. The way you find alien squatchers is you don't go out in some stupid squatching place. They don't want you. They don't care. You take a picture of them. That's how you find them. They travel billions of miles too, by the way. And for some reason, they don't like to go through doors. Wooden doors, any other kind of door. They actually won't open up your door. Kind of creepy. They'll let you come out. They'll knock. They'll shake your door handles. They'll come to the front. They'll get you to walk to the damn door and open it for them. It's kind of like a police officer. Can I enter? Excuse me. Once you open the door and invite them in, it's like a demon. Kind of reminds me of demonic entities, right? Once you invite a demon, you're under demonic attack, and the devil says, hey, I'll bet this fiddle of gold against your soul, think I'm better than you. The problem is your name isn't Johnny. Yeah, the lights you're seeing were they were released in 1492. Yeah, and they actually have cloaking devices per the Vegas crash. You look up when they broke down the analysis of the Vegas crash. They'll tell you the truth. They'll be like the expert says, hey, you know what? There's an alien there. We broke it down to nanoseconds. The Vegas crash footage. When they go behind the fence, he says there's an alien with the cloaking device on the right. There's one on the left. Yeah. And where do you think they ran to when they crashed in Vegas? Sorry, they're Angel. I apologize. They ran to the heavy equipment now, didn't they? Those weren't forklifts in your backyards, amigo. Those were heavy loaders. You guys have forks on the front of them, right? Where do you think they ran to when they crash landed in Angel's backyard? Welcome to the Men in Black. Yeah. Slick, you'll catch up. Hey, there you go. Northern Minnesota squatching. Yeah, I put a lever action 44 saddle rifle in the face of a gigantic white Sasquatch, but you know what? I seen demons that night. I'm here today because of that. Big old white bastard. And it's all aliens. They're chasing an alien. Next year, Walsburg, Utah had a standoff with a flying saucer. Same time of year. October's the worst. October 9th is the worst. October 7th I died. Same thing. It's really bad time. Too many. Bro, what's going on? Oh, crack. Oh, just like crack. Just like crack. Matthew. Matthew Edward. Was it Medids? Just like crack. Yeah. Yeah, something came through my back pickup window. Second abduction. There is, we'll go back, so let's do this about this too. I want to see Matthew Edwards say something about crack again, and so I can ban you forever. Yeah, those are the same. It's the same as this one. This one got caught in the camera. That's how you catch them. The guy that was at the I can't say what company it was. There was a security guard. He showed me the picture of the bug, and I seen him, and I'm like, that's what the hell is around us all the time. He's like, and I said, oh shit. And he showed me the burnt power box on the thing, by the way. Disliking. Okay. I'll tell you what to do. Matthew. Shannon, get Matthew to say something else so I can ban him. I want to find Matthew. I actually, let's see what he says. Fuck you, champ. Chump. Oh, see, that's what he said. So here he is. It's this guy. They gotta get rid of that bastard. I gotta get rid of him. He is such a douchebag. Oh, where is he at? Where is he at? I can't get him. Nope, that's not Sharon. I don't want Sharon. I want that piece of shit. I really do. I want that garbage pail, Matthew Edwards. He's a piece of shit. I want him out of here. Yeah, he's a tard. He's actually in his mom's basement. Probably get him out of here for good. That's what I need to do with him. There, hopefully that's what needs to happen there. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's probably working for Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, or he's a psychopathic, narcissistic diddler. That's what I'd call him. Yeah, Joe, we've been talking about this. You can find all this U.S. hits, UFO hits, U.S. aircraft. You can find that. You can go to anything to talk about that. This is your disembodied. Like it's got the little teeny torso on it, but that's the face inside of a sphere. That's how they come about. Right, it's inside its own sphere. There's the eyes. There's the nose. That's a demon. That thing can talk too. Um, they are. They're working for the devil. And after I'd say 5 years, people are still hiding in their basement. That's why. Well, thanks, man. Oh, you're a fucking douchebag. See this piece of shit. No, but I can ban you to hell. And the thing is, too, if well, I'm going to say if I died October 7th, 2006, I was dead. I've been in the sky. So me banning you into outer darkness, as far as this channel is concerned, is the exact same thing what Yeshua is going to do to you. I hope for your sake that you are visited by three angels, or by the main three. And I hope that, my personal opinion, if you're not of Satan, because I know you're of Satan, I know the majority of you bad commenters are actual demons. You're a bad spirit, you're an unclean spirit, you're possessed. There's nothing I can do to fix you. Your father's the devil. But I hope that if you was in heaven prior, you do the Father, you're the lost sheep, you're not the Satanists, the demons. Christ doesn't say go out and teach the demons. Christ doesn't keep with demons. He banishes the unclean spirits, kicks them out, and he says their fathers are the devil and they're bad fruit from a bad tree, and that's Lord Yeshua. I do. They're not here right now because I said I quit. Yeah, Bob Bazaar knows too. What happens when I die? I go up in the sky. What I'm trying to get the rest away. I've already been dead 10 minutes, roughly 9-10 minutes. I want to go back up there. I'm sent back. My wife was Baal. I had, her BAL. Um, had a battle with that. Her husband drowned in the lake. Yeah. Anyway, Demon Bell. When I die, I leave. I shoot up like unbelievably fast. When most people die, they see a light. They go to their heaven. They believe they see their heaven, but they're not dead long enough to see the hell they're actually walking into. As far as demonic entities, is when I was up in the air waiting and I was dead. I was in the sky. I wasn't dead, hands and everything. I thought about the world. I was betrayal was everywhere. The sick and depravity of humanity. How ruthless they are as narcissist bastards. I might just turn this off, but I want to get rid of this guy first. Wow, I am stoked to have come to this channel. We can't save them. Only the good ones are to be saved. It's nobody else. It's not their place. Um, the good ones are not. You don't go after. I'm just going to shut this guy off. Shut the whole thing down. There's no reason to try to go after devils. Christ banned the devils. But like he told those that said, "Oh my, I'm the sons of Abraham." No, your father's a devil. It's done. You're the same generation that was in um, Hindustan, that was in all over the Middle East and Jordan and all that, and what we would call Judea, and all the way to Rome. Those individuals, Christ said, will never pass. They are still here, causing the same hell, generation after generation. You're still dealing with the Romans. You're still dealing with the Caesars. You're still dealing with the Pontius Pilate. You're still dealing with all those. Those are crucify him. All the money changers, the tax collectors, you're dealing with all the publicans, you're dealing with all the Pharisees and the scribes. They never went anywhere. The churches of Asia, they never went anywhere. None of those people passed. Christ even said, this generation shall not pass until all things are fulfilled. They never went anywhere. You're dealing with the same people. The same people. There is not an end except hell. You can't go. Christ doesn't come back and say, I'm going to come back and make a place for you. Christ told his apostles, I'm going to make a place for you. Teach my word to spread my word to the Gentiles. Spread my word. And then Paul went ahead and did what Paul did. Which they were standing there and Christ disappeared. And I don't, I look at that. I found that out the other day. I was like, we're standing there with the reincarnated, which was basically, he was rejuvenated, Yeshua, Jesus of Nazareth. And all of a sudden he's standing there. And then it's like, he just says, I got to make a place for you in heaven. What do we do, Peter? Go spread his word throughout to the Gentiles, and let's go to Rome. He'll be back. We've got us a place. We good. They crucified those guys, split them, skinned them alive, upside down, crucified them. Those people, again, they never went anywhere. They never passed go. They didn't go to heaven. They didn't go to hell. They are here till all things are fulfilled. And the demons just keep possessing those that were in heaven, those that were come here and were sent here for a reason. The demons come, they agree to the terms. Devil lays that gold fiddle down. It says, I bet you a fiddle of gold. And the majority of humanity does this. Sure. It's not mine, it's yours. It's not mine. I'm just telling the world. That's what's happened here. They took the deal with the devil for fame and fortune and for, like you said again, for the 15th time. Oh. It's facts, it's not fiction. Trump terrorists threatened to Putin's helicopter caught in Ukrainian drone swarm, commander says, and the Germans are back. What other smart generation would allow the Germans to be back again for the third time? Oh my God. This generation, I'm just telling you, don't be a part of it. Walk away from it. You're talking Nazi Germany 3.0. They've only tried to take over the world twice. Yeah. Angela Merkel says, well, we didn't really do that treaty in Ukraine. The Germans. That's smart. But don't worry, it's the Xers and the baby boomers that's screwing the world over again. Only their parents fought the Nazis. Putin's helicopter was caught in a Ukrainian drone swarm, commander says. Kiev launched an unprecedented UAV attack on Kursk region during the president's visit, and Russian officials have said. The helicopter carrying Russian President Vladimir Putin was caught in the epicenter of a massive Ukrainian drone attack while the president was visiting the Kursk region earlier this week. Commander of the Air Defense said, ow, that's a bad fingernail, broke. So anyway, in an interview with the channel Russia 1 aired on Sunday, the Dashkin revealed that Putin's helicopter had found itself in an epicenter of an operation to repel massive drone attacks by enemies in Kursk region. Kursk launched an unprecedented UAV assault. Listen, so Donald Trump called Vladimir Putin crazy. So let's put it this way. We're going to put the shoe on the other foot. We're in Iraq. We're blowing the hell out of Christians, Muslims, get everybody up, okay? We got guys that are going to come back and have the rest of their lives have a hard time. We're sending them in, sending to kill IEDs, brain injuries, and the Iraqis get into Russia or into Mexico. How good of friends they are. They'd do it in a heartbeat. Sending in, instead of fentanyl, meth, and heroin, they send in drones. And President George J.W. Bush is juniors out there in Texas. And here comes thousands of drones, say he's in Houston. And they try to kill him. What would have happened then in a real world, not post-pandemic lunacy, what this place is, lunatic AI time where the world's taken over by a phone. I'm guilty of that too. You'd think they'd nuke them. Just give it. George Bush would have said, you know what, Iraq's going to be a new nuclear dumping ground. Take your bids and wait your turn to dump your waste there, because we're going to turn that into a not just a depleted uranium death zone, but we're going to actually use nukes on Iraq. That's what would have happened. We were not supposed to, there was no a Dick, a Bush, and a Colin took you to war in Iraq, Afghanistan. There was no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and there sure as hell was no babies thrown out of incubators. That's a fact, not fiction. Yeah, a Dick, a Bush, and a Colin took you to 20 years of war. We killed millions of people, and there was never weapons of mass destruction since those bad guys gave them to them back in the 80s for the Iran-Iraq war, and they were gone. Who has weapons of mass destruction? We have papers here to say that he has weapons. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. The soldiers are sick from depleted uranium shells and burn pits. Yeah. We actually poisoned that place. Not me talking, it's facts. So, my question is, why isn't old Vlad nuking Ukraine, or at the least nuking Germany, or Poland, or whoever's giving them money? Because they're like, oh no, it's not us. France is like, this world isn't real. If this doesn't show you that none of this is real, I don't know what would. Yeah. Yeah, they killed all them people for nothing. They killed all them people for nothing. No big on advancing for any politician. I wouldn't advance for any of the bastards. They're all liars. Yeah, most cannot figure it, and they don't want to have anything to do with the gore. They don't want nothing to do with UFOs. They want nothing to do with what's actually happening. They don't want anything to do with nuclear war, biological weapons. The mass of the population wants to stay asleep. They spent literally 4 years being run around from COVID. They don't want to know there's another variant coming out of China that's making everybody sick. They don't want to know the bird flu could jump at any moment. They don't want to know that we're at the brink of nuclear biological war. Why? Because they're too busy doing this. Yes, I'm for what the thing is. What the thing is, the thing that's coming up, that thing is what I'm for. And my feelings. And look at my truths. Why wouldn't they nuke us? Why wouldn't they nuke everybody? I don't know where I'm at. I hope they are. Everyone can't be saved except the horrible people. What's up, Magiah? I don't know what that is. Who that person is. The whole world's a stage. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. There's nothing. You look at the new AI app and you understand that it now, like Elon Musk said, listen, Donald Trump's cousin, he destroyed Nikola Tesla's work. Tesla was talking about time travel, he said he had, and green free energy. Who rules the world? Guy named Elon Musk. He develops a company called Tesla. John Trump destroyed Nikola Tesla's work. He was hired by the FBI and by the CIA to go destroy it. His name wasn't Tom Clancy. It was John Trump. Or what Tom Trump was. His name is John or whatever. Anyway. And you think that Elon's name is just because he's just Elon and it's not I and it's not Cylon. He's not the guy building robots for any given particular reason. The Cylons would become sentient sentinels and kill all human beings. Again, would they? No, not at all. See, probably a big percentage of these guys commenting here are just nothing but bots. They're absolutely not even real. They're just a bunch of liberal pancake, fruitcake, loony loons that just put CCP troll farms that they put out there to comment stupid shit. The AI can hear what I'm saying. They can comment back. Yeah. I'll tell you why. Because I am banned. The reason I come here is for you. The reason I come here for you to ban you to hell. That's what I'm coming here for. I want you in hell and out of here forever. And I want the laugh out loud out of here forever. And I want Mr. Eyebrows out of here forever. I don't want you here. That's why I come here and do this. Because, Bullet, I don't want you here ever again. I want you gone forever. There's no way to fix you. That's what I want. I want you gone. My joy is to banish you to hell. My joy is to take your monstrous COVID pandemic, post-pandemic truths, the disaster you made of this place. What a shit show you made. What a fracking mess. You know, we could have solved all this. That steamy night in that trailer, or your mom up there after a bowl of curry, if that wouldn't have happened, none of you would be here that keep commenting this shit. I hope your mother was slapped hard by the doctor the day you came out. How's that sound? Because you think I'm tough on you. Your future is bright for a little while. Yeah, I don't need these people anywhere. I don't need any of these people here. Get the hell out of here. Don't ever come back. Gringo. Calm down, Mo Hatha. No, as far as like Southern California, I'll tell you what I think. Calm down, Mo Hatha. What's this? Who's that? Who's Mo Hatha? No, I just kick it. No, I just kick it. I don't have time I don't keep with devils. I don't keep with devils. I'm not here for devils. I'm here to kick the devils to hell. Believe me, this thing is your bed buddy. I don't have to stay here and talk to devils. YouTube's the most worthless platform that Satan has ever created. This is the devil's. This place is the devil. Christ doesn't come back to shake your hand and piss in your boots and say you did a good job, little Billy. Christ doesn't come back for any of that stuff. You had 2,000 years to get your shit right here. Literally. 2,000 years to love each other, to forgive each other, but oh no, not here. Not post-pandemic, no. No, that's not happening in this place. No. You think that I'm bad? You think Christ's going to come back and love these people? No, I want these guys out of here. This is what I come back for. To banish them. That's what I come for. I don't come here for these shitholes, these shit faces. I don't come back for someone. Yeah, Christ is coming back to burn the shit out of these creatures, these credence, these devil demonic entities. These are the devil's finest that are here. Just like this thing. I'm calling them out. Come on, devils. Come on, be gone. The people they inhabit, these creatures they call people, they're not people. No, Christ isn't after them. Christ doesn't want them to come to salvation. No, he says that I go for my lost sheep. Go to the Jew first. Go to seek to get the Jew first. And then spread my gospel, my word throughout to get the lost, not the lost sheep, not the lost devils. Good, Shannon. What am I here for? John Kelly? I'm here to throw the devils to hell. Yeah. Fight with these bastards and to live in a world post-pandemic with the most narcissistic population to ever grace this planet. Ever grace. Never watch us stormtrooping for the upper 10%. To watch this fiasco known as 2025 unfold. To see the depravity, the masses loving, worshiping devils, Satanists like Sam Smith, Petra, Beyonce, all of them, the Lady Gaga, the devils, and then have Maui fires, and have it's actually the fires in California, having these guys sitting there watching the Grammy Awards with Sam Smith and Petra, and then their whole fucking town burns down, and say all you had to do is come to Christ. That's all you had to do. Yeah. Are you calling the followers of Christ out? Are you calling other followers? You're not followers in Christ if you're even saying that. Where's the other followers in Christ? What is actually a follower in Christ? Are you with Christ? What the fuck does it mean to follow Christ? I'm asking for a friend, okay? How do you follow Christ? I mean, seriously. He says, pick up your cross, sell everything you have. Sell it all. Pick up your cross and follow me. Sell it all. But he also tells you if you're in the vessel, if you're with Christ, he's in you and I'm in him, and it doesn't make a difference. Christ tells you if you're in the vessel of the body of Christ, stop believing in a wedding. It was a fucking parable. Because the apostles were like, duh. So Christ's like, oh my God, herding cats. Oh, Father, I can't do, they're herding cats. Let me tell you a parable. What about a wedding? Oh yeah, the bridesmaid, you guys, come on. They're herding cats. The apostles were like herding cats. You had an enforcer named Saul. Peter, get behind me. Oh, wait, did you know Christ, Jesus of Nazareth? No, we don't know him. No, we don't know who he was. No, no. Who, Jesus? That Nazareth guy? No. If you're not with Christ, you're not with Christ. If he's not with you and you're not with him, then you're following nobody. Christ tells you I'm with you, and you're with me. It's called the body of Christ. How the hell do you follow? He tells you to sell your shit and pick up a cross and follow him and preach the gospel. But if you're with him and you're in the body of, what are you doing? What a fellow follower in Christ? You quote Paul, Saul. That's not following Christ. You're in the Old Testament. You're not following Christ. Unless the preachers sit there and preach about this all day long. An eye for an eye. An eye for an eye. That's the funniest thing about the Christians push people away. Don't get out of here. The fellowship, yeah. Oh, fuck off. Get out of here. I hate you. You're a dumbass. Don't come back. You are calling out our followers of Christ. Yeah, I'm calling them are. They are. Get out of here. Don't come back. You're gone. I don't need you. I don't want to hear your shit. I don't have anything. I said bitch, Scott G. Thank you, because I'll just ban you. I don't need this, any of it. I don't need any of it. No. See, this is where Christians fucked everything up for 2,000 years. I mean, fucked it up. You Christians, you guys are preaching that damn, you guys with the Mary and the fucking, Pope Francis is like devil's got. I was in the hospital the same time as Pope Francis, dying from the exact same thing. It's called respiratory spasm. We were having bronchial spasms. Me and Pope Francis the same time. I have proof. Pope Francis, when he died, said, get off me, devils. 2,000 years. You had to get this right. The Christians never said, you society. I'll cut your hair, you hippie. Shut up, Paul. Saul, what the hell are you talking about? Prosperity doctrine. You better worry about the wrath of God. Here's your prosperity. Save your treasures up in heaven. Christian preachers should have been going to the wars and saying, "Thou shalt not kill, you son of a bitch." I told you, even harming a child, you'll throw yourself in the ocean. I told you that, you sons of bitches. Oh, but your father's the devil, so I can't call you bastards. And you sit out there preaching with your mansions, preaching with, like, I'm going out there, I'm a preacher, I'm going to get all the faithful to come in. I told you not to take part in these societies. I said, you're a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. You're in the body of the vessel of Christ. Where did you go wrong? Oh, but there's this bullshit. Bullshit. Christ didn't come die for your sins here. If this is what you believe in. It was never for you. There is no future. You could do whatever you want. Just get the hell out of here. Just get the hell out of here. I don't care. Yeah, you're a dumbass. Don't come back. Vanish to hell. Paul said, cut your hair because the hair is of the wilderness. Paul is Saul the enforcer. Stop kicking against a prick, Saul. Saul influenced Christians, supposed Christians, for 2,000 years. Because of what Saul said. And Christ, Lord Jesus, Yeshua told you, it's my word that'll never pass. Not Saul's. What the fuck did you guys do wrong here? What the fuck is wrong with you? Paul? You took the word of Paul over the Lord? Oh no, he says, you were given some pretty strict, easy shit to understand, Christians. Or those that call yourselves Christians. Thou shalt not kill times 10,000. You even harm a child, you're dead. Don't come before me back in a war saying it's eye for an eye. He told you if you even harm a child, you're dead here. You're done. And he says, you heard of thou shalt not kill? But Christians, Christian values. Got to get revenge. How the hell did you set up a court? What the hell's wrong with you? Lawyers? Is that what it is? The Pharisees and the bastard courts? And that's what we got to have laws. We got to have a court system or there'd be anarchy. No. You're the tax collector bastards of Judea. You said in the name of God. We came here. In God we trust. But you never named your fucking God now, did you? What God? What God did you come in the name of God? What God did you set your church after? What God was he? Because he wasn't the Father. You call your preachers their priest's father. What the hell is wrong with you? I told you not to call anybody Father the Beloved except for the Father. What the fuck is a nun? Where the hell did you idiots come up with that? You think that's bad, the Father thing? I told you I'm with you. But Mary helps you get your beads? Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. But they got beads. Where the hell did you get that from? Oh, yeah. There's some, how dare you say things about fellow. Is it Yeshua you're following? Because you're not supposed to be living for these governments. You're not supposed to be taxing. You're not supposed to be mocking and scoffing. You're supposed to be preaching the gospel of Yeshua. Where did Christ ever tell you to go do what the hell you all did? Shame on you, churches. Oh, he's coming back for us. Well, he is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's coming back for you, all right. Paul's a jackass. Revenge of the Lord's. Yeah, the rosary. The fuck came up with that? You're with the Lord, two or more of you are gathered. What the hell's a father? I get a preacher. I get a shepherd. What the fuck's a rosary? Who the hell gave you that idea? Rome? Was it Caesar? Or was it Paul? Asking for a friend. Yeah. What the fuck's a pope? I'm asking for a friend. What the fuck is a pope? I mean, enlighten me what the fuck a pope is. Well, how come do you dare swear your kids? You literally worship a man. You consider a man a prophet of God. When I had the 12 apostles and they're dead, and the Lord told you, I'm with you. I'm with you. Where is he? I told you to watch and be ready for me. Be excited because I'm coming back to burn this place. And Christians are like, what the fuck? Is that another mansion for an evangelical? Or do you want to build another city like the Vatican? How about the Mormons with $900 billion or $300 billion and the second largest landholder in Florida? Oh, that's a good one. And what's with this Benjamin Netanyahu and his 5 cows? Yahoo, cowboy. I got 5 cows from Texas. My name's Yahoo. Yahoo. Netanyahu. What, you guys didn't hear about that? But that was a good name. Yahoo. Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Mail. And the cowboy that sings Yahoo that gets the 5 red heifers. Oh, I guess she wasn't paying attention now, was it? What us followers of Christ? You're the devil's just as good as that. You don't need to count your prayers. You're supposed to pray in the quiet place. What the fuck is wrong with this world? You're supposed to go. You're supposed to give and not let the other hand know what the other do. You were supposed to do all this shit. You were supposed to go to the secret to pray to God in the secret place. You were supposed to pray in quiet, not in the public. Those jackasses in Judea. I'm praying, reading the Talmud, and they were doing that shit. Christ's like, don't be like them, and everybody's like, oh well, you gotta count our prayers. What? What? No. No. They're dead. They all died. The old guys are dying. They're gone. This game is ended. The the modern era has come. I can get on here and tell you. You want to count beads. That was never explained by Christ. No. Told you get to your knees and pray. In the quiet place in the closet where nobody can see you. And I told you, Christ, I've told people 1,000 times on this show, Christ explains how to pray. When you pray like this in Aramaic. When you pray like this. You don't pray into a montage of things that you want in your life to be good and to happen right. Your needs will be fulfilled, not your wants. You were given a specific prayer by the Lord. When you pray the Lord's Prayer. And all I hear is people in the public, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're supposed to be praying quiet. You're supposed to be away from everybody. You're not supposed to tell anybody if you're fasting. What the hell are you guys doing? Well, no, this is how we make money. I mean, this is and you wonder why everybody runs. Why do you make a mockery of people? Because I want you to never come back. Ever. Yeah. Yep. Jesus was against all of it. Christ plainly and calmly came out and told everybody that was in these organized religions, you are a succubus. You are a government loving, Pharisee sucking up, rubbing up to monster. Christ talks about the fellowship. Christ tells you to stop. Christ tells you to leave the world behind, to be a citizen of the kingdom, to seek the Father's kingdom, not this place in the world. And I'll tell you what, you comment shit here, I'll just get you out of here. I'll tell them. Yeah, they don't believe in the Bible. It's like the Mormons. It's like, what the hell, Joseph Smith? You Joseph Smith. You rock in a hat reading idiot. Jeez. They didn't come from Kolob and seed the earth. Why do you pray the rosary when Christ tells you, I'm with you every day? He tells you to go pray to the Father in the quiet place. He never says to take a bunch of beads and use that or get married to get close to Christ. Christ says, I'm with you if you're with him. And if you have to get married, woman, to get close to Christ, the divine woman, then you're not with Christ. You're not with Christ. You're fucking lost. I I made one person mad. I'm just gonna ban anybody. I think they deserve it. Maybe I don't. Message me if I don't. Walking conversation with God. Yeah, you're not supposed to be out there. John Kelly, I don't keep with demons. I don't keep with those that there are. God the Father said they're entrenched. He told me they're done. That this world, this is the end. You're either off the fence, you're with the goats, or you're with the sheep. If you're on the fence, you're done. You're done. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say to you. It doesn't matter what your other preacher, pastor guy in his Mercedes Benz, his Rolls Royce is throwing you to the wolves. Throwing you to the wolves. Just like Christ said, they're just chucking the wolves. I'm not here to get those guys, those souls that are on the fence listening to R&B and rap music. I'm not here for you. I could care less. I literally could. It's not me. I mean, you got a choice. Lord Yeshua, God the Father in heaven, or just die with the rest. Go physically die, spiritually die. I don't care. You do whatever you want. Beat each other up, kick each other's ass. It doesn't matter to me. Go march into war 2 by 2. India, Pakistan, Russia, U.S. Just go in and do it. I don't care. I mean, my personal opinion. I'm not here just to save the goats. And as Christian pastors, for some reason, you call somebody father, which is that's a violation of Yeshua. You violated him, calling some other man Yeshua. I don't care what kind of honey oozes out of his mouth. It doesn't make a difference. But I'm not here to save those people. Neither should you. I have to work for my own heaven. I have to work for the passage, for my forgiveness. But I also have to preach the gospel of Yeshua. It's the Lord's gospel, not theirs. Not all people are. The lost sheep are the ones that matter. The lost sheep, not the devils. This is 2025. There's 8.5. They're saying now maybe 10 billion people here. The vats are full. Maybe Putin the sickle. Maybe Putin with his hammer, Soviet hammer and sickle. Maybe he'll put the sickle in and harvest humanity. His name's Putin. Parable of sorrow, huh? This is your Mary thing. Would you like to hear this, everybody that just got offended and ran off screaming and crying? Jesus answered and said, they say, who is your mother? See what they said. And the multitude sat about him, and they said unto him, behold, the mother and thy brethren without seek for thee. So he talks about, they say, your siblings. They say, come for your brethren. So because they said it hath the unclean spirit, Jesus shows who are his brothers and sisters and mother. Okay, would you like to hear this? Mother Mary, Mary full of grace, beads and stuff. Would you like to hear what Christ Yeshua said? This is St. Mark. I believe it's 431. This is his brothers and his sisters. You want to hear the truth, okay? Jesus isn't going to, in his vessel, his ship, his body, is not going to take bastards in either. You're either going to have a father's a devil or your father's God. And he doesn't keep with demons. You want to be the 144,000. He doesn't keep with demons. There come then his brethren and his mother and his sister, or his mother, and standing without, sent unto him, calling him. And the multitude sat about him, and said, they say unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for thee. And he answered them, saying, who is my mother or my brethren? Question mark. And he looked around and about of him, and sat about him, and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. You that sit around me, you're my brother. You're my mother. Not Mary. How did you do this? How do you justify this? How do you justify this? My mother and my brother is around me, not Mary. How could you have got that so wrong? How could you sit there and preach that every day to these poor souls that went out and slaughtered each other, financial words, made money, mammon, served mammon left and right, banksters, New York, in confession, mobs killing each other, an eye for an eye, right? Well, you might as well be worshiping with beads and Mary. Because Christ said, this is my brothers. This is my mother. Well, how dare you? No, how dare you? I'm not the one that threw the masses to hell. I'm not the ones that deceived them, that followed Saul's preaching. I'm not the one. That was you churches. If you have to question yourself, John Kelly as being a demon, I'll fix you. Don't come back. Don't come back. Like I said, I'm not here for you. You did this. You can't read the words of Yeshua. If you have to question you're a demon, why don't you ask him? Don't be here. Don't be here with the good people. I'm not seeking Satan. I'm fighting Satan. I'm not seeking those that are worried that they're a goat. I'm seeking the sheep. If you're not a sheep, what the hell are you doing here? You could find your own truth somewhere else. I'm not here for you. Matter of fact, I don't want you to come here. If you're questioning if you're a demon, I don't want you here. Go away, leave, drop, get out of here. Don't come back. There's CNN, there's all the fake religions. You tear it up. You do it all you want. Because I'm not going to keep with the devils. My mother and my brother is around me. I keep with the fellowship. Not with you, devil. Devil be gone. Well, how dare you? How dare you? Really? Really? How dare you? And he looked around him and said, this is my brother. Behold, my mother and my brother. Shouldn't you be there for everyone? No, I am not here. This is 2025. This is the end of the world. I'm not here for the devils. No. You ever heard of birds of a feather flock together? If you're keeping with devils, You are going to burn in hell. What part of this don't you get, everybody? Like I said, if I'm here to save, to bring the lost sheep to the Lord Yeshua, I am not here to bring wolves to the Lord Yeshua. I don't want wolves. I don't be gone. No. No, just some guy. No. The days of confusion are over. You had 2,000 years to get this right. Those days are gone. You literally watched society crash before your own eyes for 5 years. You watched the rich men parade around this place, laughing while people speak about their truths and their pride. You warred, you praised that million people dead in Iraq. Yugoslavia, Ukraine? How about Israel? Israel, its name is Israel, everybody. Israel, like Netanyahu, the cowboy with the 5 cows. Hello, wake up, everybody. It's Israel. Israel is real. No, I'm not here for everyone. I'm not here for devils. I'm not here for devils. What is everyone? What is everyone? I mean, the Bible says debate the difference. Christ says no. Christ says no. Christ doesn't debate. See, this is the problem with Christians too. You're debating with devils. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? No, you're with the Lord. He's with you. And that's it. Okay, so people can be oppressed or oppressing if they don't have the Holy Spirit in them. Yeah. No, but if you think you're a devil, you're. How do you know if you're possessed? If you think you're possessed by a demon, then you are. Literally, you've had 2,000 years for your ancestors to get this right. 2,000 years. You build a Vatican? Is that what you did? Picked a pope? A guy to lead you when Christ says, I'm with you, you're with me? You needed a city to go to? The fuck are you guys doing? These are not sinners. You're calling them sinners. They're not sinners. You're calling demonically possessed people, demons, unclean spirits, sinners. These are devils. It's the end. You're either on the fence, you're off the fence, you're on the fence. You're done. There's no more. This is the end of the end of time. This is the last days. No, you're on the fence or off. You got you're with Lord Yeshua, Jesus Christ, or you're gonna burn in hell. You're gonna be burned. Why the hell did Christ didn't tell you that? Look at what mess you made by thinking that you're supposed to keep with devils. Look at what mess you made when you're thinking that you're supposed to have a mega church. Look what mess you made when you're praying it loud in the streets and you're hypocrites. Look what mess you made when you taught Paul's gospel, not the Lord's. Look what mess you made when you teach the Old Testament, not the New, not his 4 gospels. Look what mess you made. If you all choose where you're at, I have nothing I can say to change it. You're either going to burn in hell, you're not. You got your choice. This is God cut the ropes, let you all run. Not me. No, there's others to be saved. There's a lost sheep. Not the devils that are confused. Not the devils that follow a man as a prophet. There's the lost, and there's the confused, and there's the fucking devils. And the devils are in your churches. And the bad shepherds, the hirelings, are throwing the sheep to the wolves everywhere. You're coddling wolves. The lost sheep that are out there are being eaten by wolves. And the capitalists come in and say, oh, it's Christian values. What? You want a church? Two or more gather in the name of the Lord Yeshua, and that's it. You pay tithing to your fellowship to lift everybody up, not to a government. Because the government will make you pay for everything you think you have. Why? Because their God is the devil. The Amish have it right, at least to a point. The Mennonites, the rest of Christians they're sinners. They're lying. They're lying. Their churches are worth billions. Where do you go worship God? In a mega church? You're not with the Lord. That ain't the house of the Lord. The Lord says, this is a shit show. You don't answer to these damn bastards. You're not supposed to be a citizen of this shit, just like your ancestors weren't supposed to be citizens of this shit, and this place was never set up under God. And they never said what God it was. I can say under any God. Doesn't mean that's God. And sure as hell wasn't set up after Jesus Christ now, was it? Because there ain't no money in Christ here. Christ doesn't profit here. You can't use and lie to your brothers and steal and take and charge them taxes and rent and be a landlord, a lord. That's why Christ isn't here. Name your God and bleed the freak, Isabel. Name your God. Just name it. Because you've been bamboozled. You've been smucks. I was a smuck. I believed in this. Freedom and democracy. Yes, we shot bin Laden in the face and gave him a burial at sea. You threw the most wanted man in history off in the ocean. Yes, we did. You're Osama bin Laden, you threw him off in the ocean, like you didn't bring him back here. We got biologics. But I think that this ravenous country knows America wanted him back here so we could probably drag him through the streets like they did in Mogadishu. You gave him a burial at sea. Well, we had to because that's our duty. I sent my children to that war. And that bastard was in Pakistan on dialysis. And you buried him at sea? The most wanted man in the history of America? What lies beneath, I guess, would be the answer to that. Yeah. Where did he say that? He established the churches. He sent the message to the churches. That was after he came back. The church he comes back for isn't your churches. That it wasn't the Church of Rome. He never came back for the Church of Rome. The Romans are the ones that crucified him, persecuted him, and they've been responsible for hundreds, if not billions, of deaths worldwide in the name of God. And same with the Spanish bastards, the conquistadors. They killed hundreds of millions of people. Christ said, "Thou shalt not kill. You harm a child, throw yourself in the ocean." You heard of that? No. Even you heard a kid, throw your ass in the ocean. Oh, yeah, that's why you throw the most wanted man in history off in the ocean. I forgot. We don't want him here where people could vandalize his grave. We wouldn't want to put him in some kind of storage place somewhere. Yeah, we want him in the ocean in some unknown place because he was in Pakistan the entire time. Okay. Not the only war. Yeah. They wouldn't celebrate anything. We'd have his body. It would be the biggest shame to them ever. But no, we threw him off in the ocean. Covering for the United States hypocrisy doesn't get you anywhere, along with the rest of the UN or NATO or India or any of the other dumbass countries that are ruled by a bunch of dictators that call themselves representatives. Arguing for them is antichrist. Yeah, because Christ said this world's a shit show and it's a lie. Stop believing it. Um, okay, the church was founded by Jesus Christ. The Roman Catholic Church believes that Jesus established a church based on Matthew's Gospel 16:18, where Jesus says, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." The church was started in the city of Jerusalem on the first day of Pentecostal following the resurrection of Christ. The church that Christ founded is the Catholic Church. However, the reality is slightly more complex, as the first church did not come into existence until after Jesus' ascension. Rome, anybody? The fuck is Rome? That's where Caesar came from. That's where Pontius Pilate came from. Not, not, that's not Israel, Jerusalem. No, that is not. He built his church on a rock. That church, not the other churches, not the mega city church in Rome. Well, we lost a church here. So you build it in Rome? Huh, that's quite odd, I would say. The same bastard with short hair. The same bastards that killed and murdered everybody. The same bastards that's on your money, your state houses, your capitals. The same bastards that throw Christians to the lions. Those same bastards? That's where the church started? Yeah. No. No, they killed millions, including other Christians. Slaughtered them. That's not Christ's church. That's not Christ's church at all. No. Yeah. Nobody. And they ran with it. And like I said, okay, Mary, he says, woman. Mary, Christ was asked, who's your mother? He says, this is my mother. This is my brother. Those around me. How do you build a church on Mary and say that that's the way to get to Lord Yeshua when he told you, I'm right with you? I'm right with you. Those are beads. Those are not beads to get to me. Because I'm with the sheep. I'm with the fellowship. I'm with my sheep. I'm not with them. If you're using even Mary to get to me, then you have no idea who the hell I am. I told you. It's exactly what it say. The Catholic Church, Universal Church, predates, see Peter in Rome. Yeah. Octo Spike, good to see you. Tyler Worrell, have you charged start? No, but I'm going to try this. Let's see that. Yeah, let's see. He said, who is my mother and my brother? When told, Mary and sisters were waiting outside and speak to him. That's exactly right. That's what we read. That's exactly right here. We're reading it. We're reading it. That's your mother and brother's calling you. And they said, no, this is my mother and my brother. That's what he said. How the hell do you get Mary as a way to Christ? I mean, fill in the blanks. Catholics, help me out here. How you have a guy that's called, oh wait, he's the Pope. Oh, there you go. No, I should have got rid of you a long time ago. You need to get out. Don't ever come back. Banished for hell forevermore. Yeah, you're worthless. I have no time for you. Go be with your devils. Christ said this, not you. Begone, devils. Christ said that. Who is your mother? Who is your brother? And he says, these around me. Mary was right over there. I'm not throwing my seeds into the rocks or into the weeds. I'm planting seeds for the good ground, fertile. I'm not here for this guy that's smiley face over. I'll just shut the filter off. Just shut you off. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. You're a piece of shit. Yeah, I'm not here for those people. I want those people to burn. I don't. They're not people. They're demons. I have no vision, no reason to go after them. I have no reason to justify the Catholic Church. I have no reason or rhyme except to say, look what a mess you have made. Look what a mess you have made. Here. This is a disaster. And what you've done as mega corporation churches, collecting bazillions of dollars and even paying money to bring migrants. Yeah, the Catholic Church did that. I was in the hospital the same night as the Pope, like, just so you know. We were dying of the same thing. I lived, he didn't. It's called bronchial spasm. Yeah. We both had the same night. We were both admitted to the hospital. And I came to the conclusion, the truth. And I said, no more. I'm not appeasing these devils anymore. I'm not going to sit back and try to preach the gospel every single day and say, oh yeah, it's going to be fine if you're a demon or devil. I don't have time for you. No, I want you gone. You're not dragging me down. You're not dragging anybody else you come close to down. You're out of here. Yeah, it's ISIS. It's Mother Divine Feminine is what that. It's about they want divine feminism. She's the mother of God, but he tells you right to your face in his own words. This is my mother. This is my brother. The people sitting around him, not Mary. Mary was a vessel. He is a true son of God. His stepdad wasn't his dad. Mary carried him in her womb. She was chosen as a human to carry him. Mary was with him, but he treated Mary just like he did Mary Magdalene. Mary, like the rest of them, he didn't care. He loved her, his mom, but he didn't answer to his mom. He was bigger than that. No, Isabel, Jesus Christ doesn't come back. Yeshua isn't coming back to forgive these people. Only the lost sheep. Look at the creature on the side doing the emojis. He's not here for that. He's coming back to burn these people. He's coming back to burn the earth and destroy them. He's not coming back to lift them up. Only those that are saved, those that are saved. If you know who Christ is and what he's about, you're saved. Everybody else is just there with the devil. They don't want nothing to do with it. They're stuck. God said they're in their trenches. You can't change them. And this generation, 2025, is the most ridiculous, self-centered, narcissistic bastards to ever grace the earth. Ever, ever. Worse than the 1280. No, Mary was not his mother. I'm not telling you Jesus is saying that. Yeshua said that. I didn't tell you anything. Jesus told you that. Yeshua told you that. We just read it. We just read. These are my mother. These are my brother. Not over there. Because they said the same thing you're saying. So is Mary actually the mother of God? I don't understand it. And I know they browbeat you guys. They put this in your head. They made you believe to look at Yeshua's words and not even believe what he says to you? To even ask a question like that, someone? How do you do that when Christ said right to your face, this is my mother, not Mary? Well, how does that be? Ask him. He tells it, you're not even supposed to pray to Mary. He says, this is my prayer. He tells you the Lord's Prayer. It's right there. Mary has nothing to do with this. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, but it doesn't make nothing. He tells you how to pray. He tells you who his mother is. He doesn't need a bloodline of anything. Christ shattered the. They thought their Messiah was coming back to save Judea, and he turned around and said, "I'm after the Gentiles too, but the lost sheep, the ones that God sent down here, the ones that do heaven." And he says, "The rest of them, your father's a devil. If you're not of heaven in the beginning, you're not getting back in. Surely I say unto you, if you wasn't in heaven before, you're not getting in heaven now." Misconceptions everywhere. Christ's own words telling you that these are my mother and this is my brother, and we're still fighting over Mother Mary. Can you pinpoint when in the narrative she stopped being obedient? Or your context is all jacked up. Jesus told you, Yeshua told you who his mother is. Why the hell can't you guys understand this? I'm asking for a friend. What the hell are you doing? Why do you keep repeating the same thing when Christ said what he said? I'll fix that for you. Here, get the hell out of here, doctor. Mary was a human. Mary was a human. They told you to worship Mary. They told you to listen to fucking Saul, the enforcer. I'm like, the hell did you guys do? Why did you guys do this? Oh, because laughy face douchebag over here. I get it. You got to think that that person has some kind of standing in heaven. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I say this as nicely as I can, if you all still want to keep playing that and listening to Mary is a divine feminine, there's plenty of other stations. You can go somewhere else. You can take smiley face guy with you. He's basically the abomination of desolation is that smiley face guy, and an absolute abomination against planet Earth or against humanity and God the Father. Well, you guys use Mary as if she's some kind of fucking god too, and you've been praying with a bunch of butt beads. Don't tell. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you. You're out of here. Don't come back. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for any of that. I'm not here for any of you that do this. I have no reason to have you here. Christ said what he said according to him. What part of Christ saying, this is my brother, this is my mother? Like I said, you Catholics, you took the Catholic Church to fucking Rome. You have a city where a pope sets, a man in a dress, gives divine intervention into what? This fucking smiley face shit show and his jizz? Hell no. His seat is the seat of the devil. You keep with devils. You stand in the street waiting for Christ says, I'm with you. I can't talk to you people anymore. There is no more trying to convince you. It is eternal darkness. I'm done. I'm done here. Just like I said yesterday. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. You think that this is going to go good? Go somewhere else. I'm going to banish you. And you know what? I've been explaining for the past 3 fucking hours. Mary is not Christ. Saul is not the Savior. Spreading the word of Saul is not spreading the word of Yeshua. Christ told you who his mother and his brothers are. Christ said, Mary, woman. You don't get to Christ through divine feminism. You don't hold a bunch of beads and go pray. You go in the quiet place and kneel and pray to your Father. And Christ even tells you what prayer to say. Nice try. Nice try. Go. I did the best I can do. And now I'm done. And what do you think he's going to say? Your truth. But, an eye for an eye. Are we going to go to that again? Let's go through this and just start going. Let's see, Shannon. Jesus Christ is the way and the truth and the life. Yep. I don't even worry about any of that stuff anymore. Christ told you who his mother's brothers and sisters are. He calls her woman. Yep. Jesus mows my lawn on Sunday. Well, Jesus banishes you to hell. Salvation doesn't have time for you. Jesus mows my lawn on Sunday. Okay. And he's going to ban you to hell. He's going to throw you to eternal darkness. He's going to throw you to pits of hell, let you burn. He's going to burn your ass. He's going to just bundle and burn you. We should try to lift everybody up. No, we shouldn't. You had 2,000 years to lift people up, and look what you did. Yeah. Look what you did. Elena, better be careful because you're talking about the light bearer. She's not the mother of Jesus, Yeshua. She's not the mother of God. Mary wasn't there in creation. Where the hell did you get that from? Mary was never there. Mary was carrying a vessel. She was a vessel. She was a body. She's not the mother of God. Who told you that? He calls her woman. Yeah, they're saying it's going to be down to 600 million. I can't wait. I want Smashy Emoji guy over here. He's the one that needs to go first. Yeah, he does. Yep. And it's going to be cut down. And I'm waiting for that moment because this guy's going to burn in hell. Yeah. I'll be laughing my ass off while he's burning in hell. Mary was just a mother. She's only mentioned 3 times and never meant dialyze. Well, emoji guy, he's the same. He's over there playing with this button because he's thinking about Mary. Yep. Is if this really live, what? We're not here to talk about pizza. We're not. I'm not here for devils. Oh, that's a terrible thing to say. What is? Jesus was there at the time of creation. Why are you debating this? Why are you all debating this? You have to be saved or you're going to burn in hell. Why are you debating this? This is the biggest part of the whole issue. Why are you debating what the Lord said? It's 2025. This is the devil's playground. This is the end of the world. This is the worst civilization, this generation is the worst generation to ever be born on this planet. The worst. The bottom. This is the worst, the most self-centered, narcissistic bastards ever to grace this planet. Ever to grace anything. Ever. They're the worst. Why are you debating it? I don't hope for anyone to be separated from God. Christ tells you, again, am I going too fast for you? He's after the sheep. And if you wasn't in heaven, what the hell are you talking about? If you wasn't in heaven before, you're not going to see heaven. What the hell are you talking about? Lift who up? Trying to lift these people up? Smiley face emoji, you go fix him? He's a demon. He's a devil. He doesn't matter. He's done. Christ doesn't tell you to go to cast out the devils. Get them away. Their father's the devil. You want to lift devils up? Apparently, I haven't read. Christ goes after the Jew first. The Jew. The Jew. Then he goes after the lost sheep. This isn't like Devil Fest 2025 either. No, it's not independent liberty. No. Separated from God. What God is your God? What God is your God? Name your God. Name him, because it's not God the Father. Elena, you're talking about the light bearer. You're talking about the devil. Mary didn't make... Exactly. I ain't praying for anything. Again, why are you praying for those that are not saved? Why are you praying for those that are not saved if their father's a devil? Why are you praying for devils? Why are you on here then, Crushing Gorilla? Why are you on here? Why the hell are you on here? I'm not after you, like I said. I don't care who you are. Get the fuck out of here. Go. I don't care. I'm not here for you. Just like I told you guys, this is the biggest shithole of a world ever made. Christ is now going to set the record straight. You're still, Isabel, you're fucking stuck in the Old Testament. What part of you're going to burn in hell, he's not here for the goats? He says you're either a goat or a sheep and there's nobody on the fence. Are you praying for goats? Because he tells you straight out, shut up. And I'm going to help you. Here, get out of here. That makes it better. Oh, Samuel, I'm awful. Get out of here. I'm very tired. And Dominic, I'm tired of debating stupid. Hey, Cookbook, this has been I promised to get out of here because I wasn't going to do this stupid YouTube again because, when Christ said, I'm going to have to speak in parables to you idiots, because the apostles were like, no, I don't know about that. And even at the time of the crucifixion, they're like, we don't know him. Who's this? Jesus now? No, not us, not us. No, we don't know him. I've been dealing with people starting off nice, and then they get this, they start again. God said they're entrenched. There's no way you're going to fix them. They're done. You can't fix them. They're trying to lift up devils. They're trying to lift up devils. Literally. These people calling themselves Christians are literally saying you should lift these people up. These people that are here are devils. He said goats or sheep. You're either a goat or you're sheep. That's it. There's no in-betweens. And they want you to pray for goats. These modern Christians that have followed these old bastards into hell. They're walking with Satan. They believe Mary's something more spectacular than Jesus himself. And they're wanting us to pray for goats. I've never even imagined this place is this insane. Independent liberty. I don't know what you're saying. Egotistical. Oh, okay, wait. Let's see if I can get rid of you. Here, this is just some guy. You've been there, pretty cool. But independent liberty. Who is humble? Mary? Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, the Gentiles, and the reason why they wouldn't accept him as a savior is because he tried to save the Gentiles. And he kept with the Republicans. But he never tried to save the devils. Christ wasn't ever sent out to save devils. He's out to cast out devils, to destroy the money changers, to banish societies. He didn't want to be a part of the world. He told everybody to walk away from the world. Stop being a part of this. Yeah, Christ never, and Mary is not to be worshipped, and this is ridiculous. It's just, I'm so tired, so beat with this. Christians trying, I mean, you got Laughy Emoji guy that is so pitiful. There's so many demons to fight with. There's so many demons. There's a lost sheep to go after, but you got to start calling demons demons. How many sheep do you think are lost out there? Have you read the comments? Do you think these are lost sheep from the house of Israel? Do you think that these are lost? These demons are lost? These ain't lost sheep. These are demons. You're dealing with the devils. You got a devil right there, and you got devils all over this comment section. YouTube is evil. Evil, full of Satan. Just slobber of Satan everywhere. Why the f you following a guy that's calling himself a fucking pope when Christ told you 2 or more of you gather together, I'm with you? What the fuck is a pope? Tell me what a nun is. The hell's a nun? They didn't sleep with anybody, so they get to be part of the 144,000. You think that Christ is going to keep with his crew, his vessel, the 144,000? He's going to take them people, and they're going to be anything to do with a weird ass person dressed in black and white that has no sex and isn't married? I told you to procreate. The Father did. One of flesh, remember? What the fuck is a nun? Where'd you come up with that? Was that Paul again, or was that Saul? You call him Saul. He's Saul. There's not billions out there. They're already dead, or they're dead in Christ on the ground down here, dead in Christ or alive in Christ, and the rest are up in the air. You're swimming in devils. You're swimming in devils. Yeah, you're swimming in devils. That's all that's here. They're dressed in red. The fuck do you guys do that for? That's me that one too. Reminds me of a Lady Gaga concert. What the fuck does Rome have to do with Jerusalem? What the hell does Rome have to do with anything? Other than feeding Christians to the lions. True Christians. What the hell did you people do? Why the hell are you worshiping in that place? I don't get it. I've been dead. I don't get it. Such easy. So easy. And a so-called Christian deceived your pastor, your prophet. How'd you come up with that one? That's another good one. Your prophet is a bad shepherd. He's throwing you to the wolves. I didn't come here for devils. I didn't come here to say I'm the Savior, I'm the one. I came here for the lost sheep. And the Lord will go after one lost sheep and leave the other 99 behind. I'm not here for the rest of you. As is your devils. You proved yourself over and over again on this comment section. You're either walking with the Lord, you're in the Lord, and He's in you, or you're a devil. Because you've been faced with the right truth now, the truth. You pay that multi-billion-dollar church more of your tithing. You hand it more. You give it tithing. It's only worth $900 billion. It could use all your 10% too. But you're told to give the poor. Don't let go of your right hand, know what your left hand's doing, right? Say some more. Say some more. They want an earthly kingdom here. That's why they live in rich men's houses. They preach to you with their $1 million homes. I got entire cities full of them. I see. And then they're on church on Sunday, not even the Sabbath. They scurry off like rats running around on a Sunday going to the church to line themselves up and to think they're saved. They're no different than emoji guy over there. There's no salvation in that place. Never has been. Never has been. What church? 10% to a mega corporation called a church. It's called, that money's supposed to be going to fellowship, not to taxes either. That's why it's tax-free, because you're not supposed to be paying taxes. You're supposed to be paying to the fellowship, and that money's supposed to go back to the fellowship. You're supposed to be taking care of the weak. Not emoji guy. No, he's a devil. He's a demon. Cast his ass out. But those are the faithful. The sheep are supposed to be taken care of. John Wick's a fake bastard. His name's Keanu Reeves, and he played Johnny Utah. Welcome to Utah. That dumbass on the right with the stupid emojis, that guy's such a fucking retard. Your brother in Christ can't feed his kids. You can feed his kids. You pay. You're paying homage to a government. You're backing a government that makes you pay homage called taxes. It's forced at the barrel of a gun, time in prison. Look what a mess you made. Look what a mess you've made. Osama bin Laden, sorry, not to be confused with Hussein or Saddam Hussein, but Osama, throw him off in the ocean. I'll pay my taxes because they got a barrel of a gun to your head, and if you don't pay your taxes, you'll go to prison. But Christians still believe. What do you believe in? This? Oh, the douchebag over there doing smiley faces. Well, you're too busy paying the government. You can't pay for the other people. I can't pay for the other people because Satan has his way here. No, you're not supposed to sow your seeds in bad ground, and that's what was on the last time. Parable of the sower. Would you like to see for yourself? Would you like to see for yourself? Let's get this guy. Yeah, that stupid ass emoji guy's such a faggot. Faggot. He's a faggot. Parable of the sower. Oh yeah, I just see you guys are still stuck on your mother bullshit that I'm tired of talking to. That's right there too. Uh-oh, it's magic. No, let me banish you to hell, emoji guy, please. Let me banish you. No, he doesn't. And bad food blog, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're not living for the kingdom. You're a liar. Don't ever come back. Shut up. Holy shit. You're not supposed to sow your seeds in the rocks. You're not supposed to plant the seeds in bad soil. Why the fuck would I want to go preach to a bunch of dumbasses that are entrenched? Why do I want to go fight with those that are listening, watching the Vatican, the smoke come out, like as if that's going to change anything here? This whole show has been stolen by misguided people that believe that Lord Yeshua did not tell you who his mother and his brothers and sisters were. I have to argue with people that have been entrenched in a system that's worth $900 billion fucking dollars called a church. Any Christian that believes in the government, you are not a Christian. If you follow the government, swear your allegiance to the Bible in front of the judges or courts or even to be a police officer, you are not a Christian. If you take an oath on this place, you are not a Christian. And the whole point of a Christian is being saved. And the Lord told you not to ever do that. And you did it anyways. Like I said, it wasn't murder he was talking about. He said, if you can harm a child, you jackasses, you might as well throw a millstone around your neck and throw yourself in the ocean. And then people say, well, this and this. I say, your ancestor did this because you threw Christ out the window. They did, and you did with them. Christ isn't coming back for the wolves. Christ ain't coming back for the goats. Who the hell told you that he was coming back for the goats? He told you you're a goat or a sheep. He's after the lost sheep. He's not after lost devils. They're not sinners. These are devils. They're devils. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, don't independent liberty, don't use that bullshit on me. Don't use that give Caesar what's Caesar's, because Caesar's fucking dead, dude. Don't use that shit on me. Don't even bring that up. That's what all your churches and your fucking governments will use. Give Caesar what's Caesar's. They had a fucking sword to his side and said, what do you think about Caesar? He had to be crucified. And those politicians use that shit. I heard one of them say that, give Caesar what's Caesar's. And I said, oh, fuck you. You son of a bitch. You justify the shit you do because of that? You dirty bastard. Give Caesar what's Caesar's. Don't use that shit on me. Hell no. That's been used 1,000 million times over by these greedy pricks, these devil worshippers. Caesar's dead. He's dead. He died a very, very long time ago. There is no Caesar now. He doesn't exist. He's waiting to be thrown to hell. Now, how do you give Caesar what Caesar's is? You took a parable, things said 2,000 years ago, and you used it on the people. You marched forward with that as massive Satanist capitalists conquering the world. Because you found a loophole, you thought you did, world. Give Caesar what's Caesar's. Remember, he said that. Mine. Precious. Oh, precious. This is mine. And look what a mess. You massacred the world over this shit. These children are the devils. Now, the young generation, they're the Satanists. You gave birth to children, and then you threw them to the Satans, to the wolves in schools, and said, here, take my children. Make them believe in the doctrine of evil. Let's support capitalism. Better than communism. That'll make you poor. Fuck. My head's spinning over this. Does what Jesus said 2,000 years ago still apply today? It applied 2,000 years ago. It applied the entire time. The problem is what we've explained this entire show. What the fuck is the world's problem? They're with the devil. The Lord's word never changed. If you understand the Lord, you'd understand that. Shane, you can't pick and choose any of the passages. It's a word Yeshua said, the fulfillment of the law. And if you don't understand that, then you're not with Christ. You need to change your ways. Picking and choosing is what the Christian church have done. That's why they've lost memberships. They're dying. That's why they throw the good to the devils and to the wolves, because they pick and choose what the hell they say. It's the Lord's word. You were supposed to preach the Lord's word, not anybody else's. Stop it. There is no cherry picking. It's the Lord's words. It's the Lord's words, again, for the 50th times. It's not Paul's words. It's not fucking any of the other guys. Where you guys need to stop this? It's not Acts. It's not the Old Testament. Christ fulfilled the law. He tells you himself. What the hell are you guys talking about? What the hell are you talking about? I'm getting tired of this. I promised I would never do this. I said I will just never even speak to the evil devils. I'm done with them. If I have to sit here and convince you, cherry picking, none of this is cherry picking. It's the Lord Yeshua's words, like he told you. You preach my gospel, my gospel, my gospel shall never die. My word, my word, my word, not anybody else's. My word. I fulfilled all the gospels. My word. You can't. My doesn't mean us. Like I said, this is why 2,000 years. And look what they've done. My word, not yours. Can't be a Christian, believe in capitalism. Well, if your kid's like that, there's nothing I can do about that. You're supposed to be walking with the Lord. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's said. Independent liberty. You are a fucking capitalist. You believe in this system, and you will die for this system. The system. You have a number on your head. They don't fucking care about you. You are just a fucking number. And if you believe to say, well, it's better than other places, apparently you're not with the kingdom. Apparently you don't believe in Yeshua, because you're supposed to blindly believe in the Lord. Blindly. Caesar, give Caesar what's Caesar's, because you're not supposed to get involved. That's walking with the Lord. The Lord didn't tell you, give all things that Caesar wants of you to him. If he charged you taxes, the Lord flips over all the money changers. The Lord hates the Pharisees. The Lord tells the rich man, you're done. Don't even try it. It's over for you. You've received your consolation prize. But here I am, 2,000 years later. You have all the Gospels of the Lord Jesus Christ, Yeshua. You can read them yourself. And you guys keep going back to Caesar. What the fuck? You look what you've done. What do you got? A boat, a brand new truck? What the hell are you trying? $100,000 in debt? Are you $200,000 in debt? What kind of earthly things are you fighting for here? What kind of system? What system are you raging for? Because the only thing you should be raging for is your salvation. What are you protecting here that Caesar would get? Well, no, that's bullshit. Stop it. Stop it. The Lord told you to surrender. The giving Caesar thing is what Caesar and the rest of the Romans and the rest of the cursed bastards were doing, the exact same thing as what you're doing. But at that time they had a sword to his side saying, what about Caesar stuff? You know I'm true. Well, what I do with you is promote you to get out of here. And you guys are the same way. You're bald, you don't care, you don't hippies. What's the point? Read the Bible and just do as it says, not what it means. Stop reading the Bible. Read Yeshua's words. Like I said. Are you in a cult? Nope, you're out of here. Get the hell out of here. They love the modern world. These people are, yeah, capitalism's for, you're evil. Kids today are brainwashed. I hope your son finds his way, but I cannot do that anymore. This is you're either on the fence, you're either with the goats or you're with the sheep. There's no more time. Pull out the swear jar. No, I pull out the swear jar. I'm not going to listen to you guys. I don't care about swearing. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give two craps. This is, look at the emoji jackhole on the side. This is the most evil society the world has ever known. It is controlled by the devil. It worships Satan. At every music event, it goes to massive CME or the Country Music Awards and goes to the Super Bowl, and it worships Satan. Okay? There is no hope. There is no hope except for the Lord. Everything else is done. Everything else is done. There's no time for goats. If you believe in wars and you're for king for country, you're done. Go somewhere else. I'm after the lost sheep. No, that was good with your son. Yeah, tax already legal. Yeah, don't worry about this place. Worry about treasures in heaven. $75,000 in the bank. Do the best you can do with what you got. Set up a nonprofit. Go out there, feed the homeless, feed the hungry. Look for the sheep. Look for the lost sheep of Jesus, Yeshua. Look for those that are saved. Those that are supposed to be in the kingdom. Remember, they were never in heaven before. They're not going to heaven now. If they were never in heaven, they're not going. You're looking for the lost sheep. The Lord will leave 99%, 99 sheep to go get the one lost one. Make sure you're okay with your family, you guys are in, and live modest and take the rest and spread the gospel of the Lord Yeshua. That's my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but my salvation is more important than any money. I've been in the sky, dead. I don't want to be stuck again on this earth. This second death I have, I'm going all the way. I am, because I am. No more games. No more games. Stop keeping with devils. Banish them from you. The devils come in your life, banish them. They come on your podcast, banish them. They come around you, banish them. Get them away. Don't keep with devils. Yeah. Yep. Obey God, Lord Jesus Christ, Yeshua's word. I don't. Yeah, that's the son. He does need that. Yeah. He needs someone to get up there and say, "This is all a dream. This is all a matrix. Are you going to pass the test? Are you going to pass the test?" Tell for your son's lost. Tell him that. Say, what do you? This is all a lie, son. The cities you see in the society mankind has set up. Why are you answering to it? The old guys built this and they're dead. The society, the systems that were built that you call a country were built by old, dead men. Just like those that ate manna in the desert. They're dead. Why are you believing in a system that's run by dead people? This new generation that stepped into the shoes of the generations that are already dead are now pretending to be them with power. When Jesus is the power, God the Father is the power. Not them, not their cities, not their civilizations. You can't have two masters. But Lord Yeshua tells you, to hell with them. They're evil. They're the Pharisees. They're the scribes. These are the the ancient Judeans that their father is the devil. They crucified him. Tell them that. Let's see. I know I can't save my son, but I know God can return him. Yeah, I mean, they can be saved. Your sons can be saved, but you have to tell them the truth about this place. Yeah, independent liberty. Christ didn't say that. I don't care. I mean, cursing, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. The Old Testament can go suck a fish. I don't care. I'm done with it. Yeah, he couldn't stand it. Sounds like what's going on with another friend of mine. Usually in its reverse, you'd be living with the son, and he can't stand the Christian. You're preaching Jesus' word, preaching Jesus' word, preaching Jesus' word, Yeshua's word, Yeshua's only. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Yeshua. Keep to Yeshua's word. It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, go. I've been on here almost 4 hours. Yeah, it's a lost generation. Yep. Yep. I couldn't stand the brand of Christianity they had either. The brand of Christianity here, the church is worth $300 billion, second largest landholder in Florida. Yep. Yeah, if you try to get him back, the best thing to do is pray for your son. You have the right to pray for your son. You have the right to pray for the lost sheep. You have the right to pray for those that are lost. This is a very dangerous time. The devil has control of this place. This makes the 1960s look like a joke. This time now, it's AI is right there every second of these kids are so misdirected. They're so they're just confused. Yeah. 6 out of 10 young men don't have a love. They don't have a woman that they can marry or date or anything. They've lost everything. They've lost all their chances, all their futures. With the love, the women are told to hate the men, especially white men. It's a sin to be a white man. I mean, a white woman thinks that a white man's a cis male, and what the hell? I feel bad for this generation because these generations are between the drugs and the woke insanity, the false idols of the churches. They call ourselves churches. The mega corporation, $300 billion churches. There was no truth here unless you look for it. I don't know. I'm not young. I'm 50. Jesus did mention that he did not come to destroy the law, but to complete it. He did. You don't have to believe in the Old Testament. You only have to believe in the law of Moses. And then he told you, "I take thou shalt not kill," and times up by 1,000. You can read the Old Testament all you want, but if you promote one war, you're dead. If you promote one war, you're walking with the devil. One war, you're over there saying Slava, Ukraine, you're walking with Satan. Christ doesn't know you. You can read the laws and go through all the Old Testament, all the stories. You can go through them all. And then Christ will say, yeah, you're like your fathers that ate manna in the desert. Yeah, same thing. He already told everybody that. But the problem is the preacher's got to go back to the Old Testament. He's got to go through. He's got to rub it out to his people and get this congregation to believe in him. And then the real faithful raise their hand and say, you're supposed to be teaching Jesus' word, Yeshua's word. He fulfilled the law. He fulfilled it all. He is the fulfillment of all. That's the difference between the Jewish faith and the Christian faith. He fulfilled it all. It's over. It's done. Those are parables. Those are stuff you can read it, but you can't refer to it as if it's anything over the Lord. No, the rainbow's stolen by the LGBT community. We did it to our parents too, yeah. Yep, he is the temple. Your body's a temple. I mean, he's the sacrificial lamb. He's the one, guys. He's the one that walks out and he teaches the Old Testament. And Christ says, no, for me, my testament, me, what I tell you of the Father, I fulfilled it. Now I'm going to go die for your sins. Now I'm going to be the sacrificial lamb for you. I sacrificed myself for you, for your sins, your lies, and all the shit you do. And people still just like, oh, they hate him because that's why they hate him. The Jews hated him because you're not supposed to be the saved, you guys. You don't belong the saved. They don't believe you are. See, 20%, this stupid thing is such a mess. They didn't want you to be saved. You're not supposed to be saved. The reason why is because that's a shot. You gotta go to bed. I have to work tomorrow. There's 20% finally charged. He never wanted you to. Yeah. My kids have tattoos too. They have all that. There's nothing I can do about it. Between them and the Lord now. And judging by this generation, I feel bad for them. I do. Anyway, let's see. It is 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, here in Utah. They're Lost Boys. Yeah, I just hate seeing my Lost Boys. They are the Lost Boys. They'll come to their own. They'll come eventually. My dad came out of nowhere before the word. I don't know what you mean, 3 years for. To tell my mom no one time. Tell my mom one time my dad came out of nowhere before the word left my mouth and slapped me into the next week. Wow. Yeah, he tells you your body's a temple too. We're not supposed to be marking our body with that. You got to rebuke those tattoos. Some man drew pictures on you. Those are their art, just like my art up there. That's my art. You know, this is what I tell people with tattoos. Artists do their own work. Those are not yours. The artist did that. He marked your body forever. You got to rebuke them. I do stuff like this and stuff. I used to paint that up. But you got to rebuke those tattoos because you're not supposed to be marking your body, especially if somebody else drawing on your arm. Nobody's supposed to be drawing on your arm. Nobody. You have to get rid of that. You have to pray about that. You have to repent for that constantly. You got to look at those, rebuke those tattoos, rebuke them, because he was told to keep yourself clean. Your body's a temple. You're not supposed to let another man put a mark on your body permanently. They drew it on you. That's why you always got to rebuke that tattoo. When you do, you understand it, you're safe. But if you don't rebuke it, you allow that tattoo, someone put their mark on your body. Not me. I'm just saying, you guys got to be careful with that stuff. Laugh my ass off. Y'all really out here promoting. No, go fuck yourself. Get out of here, dude. I don't listen to those people. You gotta rebuke the tattoos and then you're safe. You're saved. If you don't, they can be in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I'm gonna hit the bed. Let's see. So our entire cult is like New Babylon. Tattoos, piercings I have from before, but you can't force them. Yep. Yeah, it's always you can rebuke and repent. Yep. Yeah, good night, y'all. This is going to be private. We probably keep it that way, so I will talk to you maybe tomorrow. Thanks for watching.